Good evening, everybody. How are we all doing tonight? Can everybody? Hey, there we go. That helps a lot more, I bet, when trying to listen to me. How's everybody doing tonight? We all ready to have some fun doing some scrapbooking? So that's what we're here for. So, while I am waiting for an esteemed guest this evening, I decided I was going to go ahead and launch live. I've kept you all waiting long enough. So, I'm going to run down and say hello to everybody. We've got Gamer Bud in the house, was here right early. Always a pleasure to have you, brother. Definitely, definitely a pleasure. And check this out. Gamer Bud says he'd be willing to go live tonight. So, yeah, as a bit of a special thing here, since what we're doing tonight is a little bit more interactive than usual, I thought I'd open it up. If anybody would like an invite to join on tonight's show, send me a message on IG and I will shoot you over the link for the StreamYard. And you can come see what it's like to go live on StreamYard on Ostradamus Toys Live. So we got Carol in the house, the big sis. Hey, good to see you. Glad you could make it. And then here we go. We've got Thanos Copter running in saying, I'm going to fail the homework portion of the live. He was going to grab some supplies yesterday, but ended up in quarantine instead. Also, hey, everybody. So definitely glad to have you here, Thanos. I'm sorry you may not be able to join in, brother. But hey, at least any supplies you have at the house, you can follow along with some of the work we're going to be doing. Part of the prep work I was trying to do tonight was I was actually trying to hook up a second camera because I have a GoPro. I got it a couple years ago. And I was going to use that as a second webcam. So that way I can kind of have an over down view of what I'd be doing. Unfortunately, my GoPro is kind of old. So the updated software did not work with it. So, in that instance, unfortunately, you guys won't be able to see much of what I am actually doing, but I'll go along with the process and step it in. So, real quick here, trying to catch up. All right. Let's go ahead and there we go. GamerBud link is sent. So, as soon as I see you jump on, I'll go ahead and go. Plus, we also have another guest who's already waiting to come on live. Looks like he's just about ready. If he can, he'll give me a thumbs up and let me know he's ready to jump in. So, yep, Carol jumping in saying that sucks, Thanos. And yep, COVID finally caught you. You're fine, by the way. Well, that's good, man. I hope you're resting at least and just trying to relax at home, man. I actually got COVID this past year on my birthday. So I know how bad that can suck. I woke up birthday morning feeling all good, going to get my coffee and everything like that. And I was like, I can't smell. Go to drink it. I couldn't taste it. And I was like, I'm not going to scream that word on here, but yeah, I was pretty PO'd that I caught it on my birthday. All right, so still following along here. I think our esteemed guest is just about ready to go. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. And no thumbs up yet. I hope you can hear me. All right. Okay. Give him a minute just to see. Nothing to worry about. And we've got JMax77 in the house. Thank you. Didn't want you to think I was just clipping over yours and not trying to spend some time talking to you. JMac is awesome. I am glad you're here. And Carol saying, good, you're okay. Didn't get COVID till I got the vaccine, but it was really mild. Yeah, it was definitely mild. All right, so real quick, here we go. Jumping in with Eldor.
Oh, crikey there. Hello.
You know what else I'm also realizing? My audio is probably off because I unplugged my headset earlier, and here I've got it on like a chump.
I had to forgo my headset altogether because the microphone on that is broken.
There
and
we
it wasn't getting any audio, so I had to go through the great eye of the universe here.
Also realize I don't have my Christmassy background up that I liked. So
Oh,
let's just jump back in and do that real quick. So, and looks like our next guest is just about ready to go. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. There he is.
who's this fellow?
Gamer
Hello.
Bud, going live on Ostradamus Toys Live. Good to
Greetings
have you,
there,
Bud.
Bud,
What
sir.
is up?
I'm glad you're joining us. I was kind of hoping you might be down for jumping on this
Yeah.
tonight. So, we've also got
Oops,
the
Scalavator, what's
man
up?
who helped start it all, Scalavator. How are you doing, buddy? I'm glad to have you in the chat tonight. Hey, let me know if you want to jump on live for a sec and say hey to everybody. I'm trying to make this more interactive tonight since we're all doing a bit of scrapbooking, a bit of crafting tonight, as
And
it
just
were.
because got my He-Man Akira shirt on.
Very nice. I love it. Oh, man.
Yes.
Akira, what an excellent, excellent anime. Absolutely love that one.
Yep.
All right, here. So I'm double checking my IG messages here. I've got them up on my other screen, but I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Guys, again, if you want to jump on tonight, reach out via IG or even Messenger if you have me on Facebook, and I'll shoot you the link. And you can jump on if you're up for it and join me live tonight. So yeah, guys, what do you think about tonight's theme, huh? What do you think about what we're
Very
doing?
awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. It's something that I've definitely brought up before in like chats and stuff. Like definitely scrapbook this stuff.
Yeah.
Are we
I get
cosplaying
that.
there? Oh, sir. Just a second, I'll get my hat on.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get into the Christmas spirit, right? Because scrapbooking's a little bit like Christmassy craft stuff. So,
Oh,
all
yes.
right. Skelly says he's toggling between yours and Legend shows tonight. Oh, yeah, that's right. They were going
It's a
on tonight.
multitasking.
Yeah. Sometimes it's tough, man. Like I know I tried to
Yeah.
avoid like I picked a time slot where Skelly and I used to go on because not many people did go on at this time slot. You know, there was like nobody who ever streamed on Saturday nights. And it was a good time slot for both of us, but not always the best if you got a lot of family stuff you're trying to do on the weekends, which is one of the reasons we moved ours. And then I was doing mine Monday nights back then, as you all remember. So then I decided, you know what, I'll just go ahead and move to Saturday because I didn't like having to compete with football, wrestling, all going on Monday nights when I was trying to go live. And it's like, man, you know, I want people to be able to jump in and not feel like they got to choose between me and their favorite sport or something. So
Or have one ear on this person's channel and the other ear on another person's channel.
I do it a lot, actually, you know,
Yes,
when
I-
trying to keep up with everybody's.
I've
So,
found myself there a few times.
all right, supplies for the night.
Oh, yes.
I've
Here we
got
go.
myself like this cheap old X-Acto that I've used on a couple of things, and then I've got a little bit newer one that I've never used. I have some extra
Oh, the
blades.
big yellow one.
The one I got, I use for like Gundam building and cutting in general. The Olga brand is really good.
Okay.
Olga hobby knives are the best.
Well,
I'm trying to find
my
mine right now, but it's somewhere on my desk.
And I have my gardening chairs here too.
Do a lot of major hedge trimming of the Eternian maze.
Yes, just like old Matisha there, cutting the heads off the roses, if you will.
Yep. So since I know I'm going to be cutting a lot of cardboard tonight, I'm actually going to use my regular opening knife to do the opening of the scrapbook. I haven't even opened this thing up yet to take a look at it since I got it. The one I chose actually is like a pretty nice, like faux leather looking thing because I felt that was appropriate, kind of making it look like a tome.
Yeah, when I was looking for some, that's kind of I was looking for. Or I was thinking a really dope old school '80s like trapper keeper.
You know, it's
I
funny.
thought that would have been cool.
I was talking to Brick
a little earlier, and he mentioned get your Trapper Keeper, folks.
Yep.
Or no, you know.
Sadly, the
It
designs were
wasn't
just
Brick.
not fitting.
Yeah, it wasn't Brick. It was actually, if you guys know him, Damon, who pops up in the chats a lot of times.
Yeah.
And or Photog Damon, as he is known on Instagram, and also Toy Noir, if you will, also on IG. Absolutely love watching him and seeing all his toy photography. He's great. Hey, there's a lot of really good toy photographers out there right now, man. I love it.
Definitely inspiring to see some of them and kind of learn how like they do their shots so I can improve my own.
Yeah.
I hope the audio is not sounding too strange there. It might be a bit of an echo, I think.
No, actually, I got you coming in loud
actually, it's
and
good.
clear. So
yeah.
Old new to
all
the
right.
stuff.
Just checking the chat here. Haven't actually had any new chats in a bit. Everybody else seeing the chat just fine?
Yes, I see Skeletaders in there. Hello, sir.
It's a little quiet tonight.
Venoscopter.
We've got Bobby in the house just stopping in to say hi and say that I hope you have a great show tonight. Nice to see Gamerbud and Masterverse. That's right. Bobby, I know you're normally busy.
You kind of caught me in the middle of selling a few trinkets there so I could buy the new Father Christmas Obscura figure.
Oh, man.
So I saw one pop up there in the Eternian markets over this way. What? How did they get here? So
that thing
is... the person I bought a Farius off and that barbarian figure there. So,
and of course, I gotta say hi to the beautiful, blushing Bobby.
Vintage Motu there. Hello, sir.
That's right. So, and then we got Thanos Copter just saying I hate him underneath that. So today I hopped over onto collecting classics for a little bit before jumping live myself. I know he was planning on going on earlier tonight, but he ended up having to delay his show.
Yes.
Josh got stuck in traffic over there in LA. So, do you guys have heavy traffic over there in Eternia?
Not around Castle Grayskull and such. It's usually quite barren and rocky, and you don't really see a hoot unless old Skeletor rocks up with his rotons and what have you. But, over in the farthest reaches of Eternia in Auckland, there they have a bit of congestions with the old traffic. I think they've got more people than buildings up that way. So yes, sometimes when it's on a good day, it can take you several hours just to get into the city there. What?
Oh goodness!
You have to make sure your vehicle's all fueled up, so you don't run out, because apparently there's a bit of a no-no up there. Because of course they can't get to you very quickly because of all the traffic and whatnot.
Well, that's good. That's good. See, we like getting the reports from Eternia from you.
The old Harbour Bridge, though, can be a bit dicey when it's quite windy there. We've had trucks almost blown off it. It goes over the harbour, you see, and but they have rails up there, I think, so you don't go too far over the edge there. But yes, the winds and the old storms get quite bad up there.
Yeah, definitely. We've got the same here. We got a tunnel and we got our Bay Bridge, and yeah, the winds get real rough on the Bay Bridge. But I love seeing this right here. Look, Thanos Copters send a message over to Vintage Motu Bobby, telling him like seeing your rearranged shelves on IG, guys. If you haven't seen his latest post yet, he's been showing off quite a bit of his collection, and it's phenomenally gorgeous. Absolutely love seeing it. He had some posts up earlier of some of the 2000X. Wow, so good looking.
So I guess I'll be trimming some of this plastic off, I think.
yeah, we definitely got to get the plastic off there.
Oh.
So this is something interesting. It looks like there might have been some kind of little tool or something that was included in my extra pack of papers here. I'm new to scrapbooking, folks. I think I had a scrapbook when I was a real little kid.
I did a touch of bookbinding back in my years. Of course, I had the Book of Living Spells there.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
nothing like this, I think.
So yeah, I haven't really done this in ages, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna kind of figure it out as we go here.
You have me rather curious there myself, sir. How do you scrapbook when you have art on both sides there and what have you?
Well,
Now,
at
one
the
thing I
end,
kind of want to do is get an extra figure, something like very, very cheap, and keep it for the front card part and put that maybe on the cover. Like cut out the Masters of the, Universe part, especially if you have a scrapbook that has like that clear window for like a front photo. Put
you
in
know what
that.
I was thinking about that. Right now, at least here in the U.S., for that, Skelly knows what's going on. He says, "Cut and paste." So basically, they've got these clear sleeves like what I used to put my comic books in. And for right now, I'm probably going to be putting just a basic kind of layout in there. And then the refill pages actually have like the paper in there that you can paste stuff down on. So what I might do is just go ahead and paste onto these at a later time because I actually do not have any glue or tape with me right now. I wanted to try and go out today.
Did you mention the clear sleeves for the cards there earlier?
Yeah,
Because I think you can get those in various sleeve sizes.
Yeah, and I chose a much larger size because, like yourself, you're holding up one of the, you got two different size cards we're looking at here. You got your more standard Masters card, and then you've got your deluxe card, which is a little wider.
Then you have your boxes cards too, mind you.
Exactly. So with those various sizes in mind, when I picked up the pages, I wanted to make sure they would be big enough to accommodate a whole deluxe card. So that's why I actually chose the size book that I chose. The size on that is 10 by 10, I believe it says. Well, actually, these are 12 by 12. Yeah, 12 by 12. So that's big enough that it'll handle the deluxe, which is a real good idea. And I was talking with a friend of mine who does do some scrapbooking, and they gave me an idea that we're going to put into effect here. So also want to say, hey to SJ, what's going on? For those of you who don't know, our Duchess, who does not appear to be here, I know she mentioned she was not feeling good. So I'm hoping that she's getting some rest, taking care of herself, and recovering. So that way we can all enjoy another wonderful Wicked Wednesday this upcoming week. But SJ comes over to us from her channel. He popped in on the last Legions class last week and was hanging out with us. And then this week we find out while talking a little bit with SJ some more on Toy Frenzy, SJ's got a grail for a lot of people. So if you guys remember from the chat that night, what he has a grail, like a grail. The man's got the hive from Sectars in a collection he didn't even realize he had. So,
your playset, is it?
So that is the rival toy line. Okay, so I want to get some space cleared up here. All right, this is my little craft tray. Got this thing right here, and that's what I'm going to use for my cutting mat. So I'm going to pop that down, and we're going to go and we're going to grab the first card. He-Man, first release. See it on the front, new for 20. This was that oddball head sculpt that we all seem to not care for.
I love
but
it.
To be honest, I actually kind of dug that they were doing something new, but yet similar.
While it doesn't look like a vintage, it does look a lot like the first couple mini comics mixed with a little filmation, and also with kind of the face of the vintage, but also a little different. It combines all three. So for that, I think it's awesome, and that I would actually keep for a Prince Adam face, and then the vintage one, He-Man. So the two figures do look more different.
That is exactly what I did, bud.
Oh, awesome.
I used the new head sculpt for the Prince Adam, and I used the vintage head for He-Man.
Yes, I got a few vintage mini comics there yesterday from the old Falcon. I got the Stinkor one there, and I think one of the Snake Men was the King of the Snake Men or something.
King Hiss?
So it was rather interesting opening those up. They look rather similar to these new ones.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead here. I'm going to start cutting. And what I'm going to be doing, folks, is I'm cutting the top off. So we're just going to try to go as straight as you can across where the art ends. But save your cross cell. Don't get rid of the cross cell. I'm not saying you have to scrapbook the same way as me. However, talking with a friend who does scrapbooking, they gave me an idea for what I can do with that. At least one cross cell. And
there he is.
I will inform you guys when we get to that part. So very carefully drag your knife, or if you're using scissors, use your cutting tool. But try to follow along that edge the best you can, which is not working for me. I keep seeming to have some pull, and here we go.
That's why it's always good to work with a really sharp hobby knife.
Yeah.
Or like razor blade or something.
Well, this is a new blade, so it should be about as sharp as it can get. But
yes, a bit blunt on my one here, so I have to sort that out.
Yep, didn't even cut all the way through the card. I may just have to change the blade out already. There we go. Let's try putting a new blade in and seeing if that actually helps any. Maybe that blade was a little old. So carefully put that over there.
So that might help me.
And swapping this out. So while I'm in the middle of this, just going to go through and adjust the chat there a little bit again. So SJ saying, I was amazed, only the playset, no figures or box, but it's still all intact and good shape. As a kid, I'd used it as part of a haunted house. And that was a good use for that Hive playset, man. I got to tell you, like, I want to get my hands on one now as an adult. This thing's massive. And I want to build my alien Hive diorama with that as part of, like, the wall.
I have a rather funny ruler here, sir.
Oh, see, you know what? Maybe that's what I should have done. Maybe that's what I should have done. I don't know where my ruler is at the moment because I do have one. But that probably would have helped me a lot tonight.
Very clever there.
Maybe I should just go ahead and grab another card back to use as a, use that as a straight edge. And kind of cut along that line. Oh, that'll serve the same purpose. I was looking at some of those fancy paper cutters, and then I was like, that would be great. But then then I was like, that thing would get dull so quick.
So, yeah, I think we have one, and it's pretty nice. But for like cardboard stuff, I don't know how well it would work. That's a lot of pressure. Yeah,
it would definitely stop it. So Thanos telling SJ that thing is awesome because we've all seen that Hive playset and it's amazing. And Carol's jumping in and she says she likes your ruler, Eldor.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, it's a rather clever one there. It was like it closes up into a smaller size, I think.
Yeah.
I was pretty bewildered when I first took it out there.
That is a neat one.
Yes. Bit of a meter length, I think.
Yeah, there you go.
Help out, I suppose.
That's nice. So, and then earlier, Skelly was jumping in saying smart Oz. I think he was referencing to when I was talking about making sure that the pages were big enough to accommodate those deluxe cards. Yeah, definitely wanted to make sure I had something big enough.
So what's the idea there about cutting this top part off?
All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut the tops off because that's where the artwork is. That is the main part of the card I want to save.
That makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
One thing I saw too that people did, and maybe for the like vehicle and definitely like Castle Grayskulls, get a giant photo frame.
Yeah.
And on a photo frame, you could do like 2 or 3, maybe 4, depending on the size of vehicles. And it doesn't have to be like a fancy frame. You can do one of the cheap ones. But definitely for the Castle Grayskull box art, because you definitely want that.
Yeah, I do. All right.
I think I've done that right there. Just looking kosher there, sir.
Yeah, you look like you got it real good. All right. Mine is still not cutting all the way through.
Okay.
So you bear with me just a little bit longer. See, I call myself the bear and I said bear with me.
You're a bit pundant there, sir.
Little bit. So punny. Well, I'm a dad, so I kind of deserve to be.
Well, I could probably wait till later. Never mind.
Is it on the way? Is that what you're...
I was just going to say if you got mail.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it... Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I did get notification that I had something rather large waiting for
Cool.
me.
Okay, yep. That's probably... Okay.
So,
I just want to make sure it's safe. Because like I'm worried. I was just like sitting there kind of paranoid. I'm like, oh gosh, what if it drops? What if it gets lost? Yada yada yada.
All right.
My brain spirals. Sorry.
I've got my top card back.
Ooh.
And
are you going wave by wave or?
That's actually yes. That's kind of what I'm doing.
Because one thing I'm again, it's part of me that's like I don't want to buy extra figures, but then again, it would look really cool to have He-Man on one side, Anti-Attorney He-Man on the other side, since it's a mirrored image art on the box.
That might be an exception that I do, where I buy more than one for that.
Yeah. See, I don't have all the card backs myself.
For me, I have my one of my boxes here, and inside it's literally full.
Yeah, that was the same thing I was doing, and then I thought about really getting into this and doing this. My only problem is it's like you got the punched card, so all of these kind of got the hole in it.
So mine's unpunched there, so
yeah. That's much nicer when it's unpunched.
But of course, I don't have all the action figures, you see, because I came rather late to the line by about a year or so, and getting the figures out this way is rather troublesome. You see.
So for me, my wave 1, I'm missing both Evelyn and Tila for it.
I'm missing Evelyn.
What I'm going to be doing, since I'm going to be going wave by wave,
you're going to leave an open slot.
I'm going to save a space, and then I will jump in with the.
You should create a little picture the size of the card art, and maybe find a picture of the Evelyn one and maybe silhouette her out and paste that into the book until you get it. So there's like something there, that'd be some kind of neat, maybe. Just so it's not like a big blank space, but there's, just something there.
Sorry, just getting a message from one of my coworkers. Right.
So you see this how I've been keeping them up until now, just a little bit of the plastic there to hold the comic in.
That's actually cool.
I never considered, chopping off the, what he's doing there.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, see, your way, I'd also want to have 2 of each, so I could display the front like that, and then the back. So, when you open up the book, the left side has what you have showing, and the right side has the card art back version. See, now that would be cool too.
I agree.
But that would be an awful big scrapbook considering all the figures and how thick the cardboard is.
you said earlier about having them on a rather large picture frame or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to jump in here real quick. My sister was mentioning that ruler would really help with her crafts, and SJ has jumped in and he wanted. Did you guys hear? They're not making the ruler any longer.
Whoa, what?
Whose
idea was that?
Knee slapper material. I love it.
Wow,
SJ. Keep it up. It's
for
great.
a split second, I was like, wait, what?
Oh, was he? There's a bit of a joke there. Is he pulling our legs? Is it
So, Thanos Copter, although he is not joining in with the scrapbooking tonight, he's got his own art project he's doing. Somewhat distracted from chat because he's doing a Hanukkah photo shoot.
Oh, yeah.
And he had Orko celebrating Hanukkah earlier, I saw on his page, and I thought that was really
That's cool.
Is that where Orko has been all this time?
Yeah, must be. And Duchess has finally made it. She's jumping in, saying sorry she's late, seeing how everybody's doing. Good to see our
What's up,
fair
Duchess?
I hope you're rested there from all that storytelling and what have you.
Yes, she does cast quite the tale, doesn't she?
Yeah, they're really good.
And
she has a voice that very nice to listen to before you go to sleep. Not that her voice makes you go to sleep, but it's very soothing and just awesome.
A little touch of creepiness too.
Yeah.
She definitely
in the most best way possible.
Right.
Yeah, I just finished up with watching the Wednesday series there.
Oh, that was good. That was so good.
Yeah,
poor thing though, had my heart stopped almost. Poor thing.
Prowler, who normally will come in and jump in our chats and everything, he normally watches Ostradamus Toys Live or Toy Frenzy as well, and he actually writes quite a few of those stories, at least almost one a week that Duchess narrates. So, I just love going in there and jumping in every week, seeing everybody. I love watching her channel grow, and I love hearing the stories. They are so good.
Really good.
So
it's also nice to see her branch out into other things with the Motu mini comics. That's amazing
Masters
too.
Of the mini comics. Yeah, she actually wanted to give a little bit more to our community, and this is her way of jumping into it more because we all love her work so much. She wanted to give us a bit more, and I love the fact that she's doing that with them.
Mini comics there. He sent me a bit of a line the other day, so I thought maybe I'd do a bit of a video reading one of my vintage mini comics I got there yesterday. It's a bit of a what do you call it? When you go into the studio there to apply for a movie and they get you to read out scripts and what have you.
And I'm just saying, if you ever need a tone deaf villager, I'm your man.
Excellent,
so,
guys.
I thought I'd make that mini comic book there as a bit of so he could hear my different voices and what have you, see what he thinks. But yes.
So Toy Connections has joined the chat saying, hey, Oz and company, just going for supper, but wanted to stop in and say hi. So, Ken, glad to have you here, man. I jumped in for a bit, and Connor and I were watching your stream earlier. He was really, really enjoying seeing all you guys. And
that's awesome.
If you guys didn't see it earlier, Ken and the Dolverine, as well as Mad Hatter, and let's see how articulated I believe it was today. He had everybody on the channel, and they were all talking about regrets.
I missed that one. Sorry about that, sir.
Collecting regrets, and I got to tell you, it works so well.
I got a couple.
You collect regrets your whole life, and then there's collecting regrets as well.
And then you have to display your regrets behind you, as it were.
It's not really. I have a couple things where I regret having them only because if I didn't buy them, I'd have more of something that I'm currently into.
Right.
But I don't regret owning them. I just regret getting them at the time because there's a couple Origins at a little higher price. That's I'd like to get it. But then again, I don't want to sell few certain things. I do love them, but
So,
one of those things.
wanted to
And then I
get the big
suppose you can regret missing out too, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Wanted to give a big shout out to the Prowler here, as we were just speaking about him a few moments ago. Prowler, glad to have you here tonight. Thanks for jumping
Oh,
in.
yes,
buddy.
I thought I saw a shadow going past my window there.
And also, Thanos Copter mentioning he hopes we get to hear Duchess's Evil Lynn soon.
Ooh.
Definitely would love that.
Yes,
Yeah.
she did the Sorcerer say the other day, I believe.
And Ken just saying thanks for the shout out. Absolutely, brother. Always trying to support all of us in the network as it is. So cutting out more of these. We're cutting out the cross sell.
Yes, I'm a bit behind
There's-
there, just getting all these
Oh.
mini comics out.
You're good. You're good. Take your time, man. This is it's going to be a real chill, easy live. I'm not going to do all of these tonight on live. I'd be here all night. I've got
Quite late for you over there, I think, already.
I got this huge stack, and this isn't even all of it. I got more.
Ooh.
And Brick something has joined us. Whoop,
Oh,
whoop.
Brick
Hi, y'all. What's up, Brick? Hey, man. If you want to jump in on the craft and let me know, send me a message on IG. I'll throw you the StreamYard invite.
Indeed,
Leaving it as kind of an open invite for those of you that may want to jump in and join us on this. Ken, I would ask if you want to link, but I saw you say you were out. So, you know,
Yes,
you don't have to
Ken's
jump
talk
in.
of food there was making me rather hungry.
So,
yeah, I have some
on that,
some pizza over here, so I'll be munching on that.
Well, you say
Always
pizza
enjoy
2
that.
days ago, the first time in 2 years.
Excellent.
For me, it is let's see here. Chicken bacon Alfredo, I think.
Oh,
Ooh, that
okay.
sounds
It's got a
good.
nice creamy garlic sauce,
Oh,
and the
very
crust
good.
is so good.
Nice. So Thanos jumping in on Ken's topic from earlier, letting us know my toy regret is the Vox Machina line. I love the show characters, but the toys are very lackluster. Yeah, we've been there before.
It's that whole animated, like they're trying to make it look like the show. And when you have those figures, you either gotta display them separately because they don't really fit in with any other figures of that size and line. And they are kind of simple looking compared to other McFarlane figures. Even the Avatar ones, like those look really good. These ones though, I'm kind of skipping them for now. If they go on like a discount, well, then I'll definitely get them. But
sure,
because I'm a big fan of that show.
Brick's mentioning thanks for the offer. Depends on how long y'all are on. Got to handle some real world stuff at 7:15.
Of course.
So, yeah. It's not too much longer for him before he's got to handle some stuff. Panel today. Good morning, good viewing, listening. Absolutely. I really enjoy Ken when Ken does his streams. He does it like kind of like in the more early morning for him. It's like afternoon for me, but it's like I've already done stuff in the morning. I've normally had breakfast, but then it's like after breakfast, I just get to sit down and enjoy some coffee, and I'll be doing channel work or something like that on my end here, and putting Ken on in the background so he can talk, and it's great. It's really fun to just join in. Today I was a little bit busier though, and that's why I wasn't actually on his chat much and all like that. My son came over today. We went out to a train garden. That was a ton of fun. I actually ended up buying him a little train set while we were there. You got to pass that toy love down.
Oh yeah.
And
Trains was something I was really big into when I was like 3 or 4. My mom had built me a big like train kind of town thing. Like she laid down the moss and had little buildings she glued down onto the plywood and made some hills and stuff. It was really cool.
So
yes, my great grandfather there many centuries back, he sculpted out of wood a bit of a Eternia tram track there. So that was hours of play. A little wooden tram on top this time, not dangling down below like it usually does, and so forth.
At first, I was thinking like your actual grandpa, but then I'm like, oh wait, Eldor. Yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah,
Yes, I'm getting
caught
on
up.
over the years.
He is.
You know?
My sister is mentioning her regret was passing her Lord of the Rings set down to me. And then Brick was asking which Lord of the Rings set. Oz is the younger sib, right? Yeah, she had. It was the ones that she'd passed to me were mostly the first movie, Fellowship, and like Treebeard and stuff like that. And then she said she had a lot. Yeah, she definitely did.
Did it all end up in the fires of Mount Doom at the end? I think.
No, I didn't toss it in any fires or anything like that.
Oh.
And Brick's asking because he knows he is a younger sib, and I know it was challenging
so
for
am
my
I.
brother at times. Yeah. Oh, believe me, I definitely tried my sister's patience plenty. Still do.
Yeah, I remember there was once we got into this horrible stupid fight over who was going to like vacuum, and we ended up punching each other in the face, and I like busted her lip, and it was just crazy stupid times.
Yeah, we've had those moments.
Yep. As I'm looking over her to make sure she doesn't slap me.
I wasn't listening.
Oh, okay, good. She wasn't paying attention.
No violence on the tubes.
Yep,
Yes,
no violence online.
I can't save you for after, bud. You're
Oh,
after you get off, you're screwed.
Yeah,
trust me, there's times I'll say
1,000
something
lives, you
and I'll
myself.
just look over like flinch,
You take
getting ready
care.
for a slap. Which I have picture proof of some of the marks. Just saying, evidence is important.
Your warrior's wound, if
He
you
acts
will.
innocent, but he fucking deserved it.
Oh, yeah.
So this is your cross sell. So like I said, I'm gonna try to do it like wave by wave. Now I'm definitely gonna have to figure out something on how to clean up these edges because I got some wavy line going. Wavy line. I don't know. I have to figure that out. Definitely should have figured something out before probably cutting these up. But the cool part is, even if I don't like how that turned out, I got spares of cross cells.
Now see,
Well, I'm up to
cut
that nice
a little.
there.
When you cut, leave some of the white so that you can cut again. Because like measure twice, cut once, or measure 4 times, cut twice.
Good, very good call, bud. Very, very good call.
And,
From my
don't-
years of cutting plastic.
So you don't cut
Yeah.
yourself.
You can always take away, but you can't add to.
Of course.
Well, without glue and tape, but it won't look nice.
So, my idea, or at least the idea that was passed on to me, was to turn this into like a cover sheet. And then, if I do the spacing on this, I could probably fit yeah, I'm trying to look at how best I could plan these out, especially when it comes to the deluxe waves. Well, deluxe wave was not added until what was
wave 2 or 3? Maybe
it was
3?
after wave 2. Because
Yeah,
wave
it was
1,
wave 3.
yeah, wave 1 was
Battle Cat and Panther.
no, actually they were later.
Or were they 2?
Yeah, 3.
It wasn't
I believe
Spice
it's
Lane.
3.
Oh.
Was that it?
Yeah, they were. Wave 3 was the one with She-Ra, Zodak, Roboto, and Merman, and
Yeah.
that's when they introduced Battle Cat, Panther, and the deluxe figures. Because
They
wave
have
2,
wave 3 again there.
well, wave 2 is also re-released. That was Manny Faces, Orko,
Yes.
and Trapjaw and Scareglow. Because I actually have the card arts in order by wave, because I'm like that.
Yes, I have a friend in Aussie land there. Keep an eye out for little Orko and Merman and many faces and what have you.
Yeah.
We don't get much of that out here. Just a few stragglers, really. And then I see photos of them all overstocked overseas there. Oh,
Well, the thing is, like, over here though, we see peg warmers of like wave 6, I think it is, with like a web store and stuff, where he's impossible to find here.
Oh yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Him.
Like over here, he cheapest I can find him for secondary is like 45, 50 bucks.
Yep.
And I'm just like, no, I'm not spending that much.
Wave 6 came around very beginning of this year, very end of last year, and Wave 7 followed shortly after, and Wave 7 is basically all I've seen for the past year up until recently. Recently, we did finally get all of Wave 9.
With like
or wait,
anti-tyranny He-Man and Clawful and stuff. Because I've seen some of them.
They just recently popped up here, and the only thing I'm missing is the Horde Trooper from that one.
Like, it seems like Sunman hit a lot. Oh, okay. Like Sunman hit pretty hard, but the other ones, the other 3, they were really rare. And then the wave after that, I haven't seen any. And of course, King Randor is like really hard to find, and he's really expensive.
What do you use to surf them with? What surfboards do you have there? All these waves coming at you.
My sister's mentioning about the sibling violence earlier, that she can't slap me because I'm 10 hours away now.
Yeah, I'm like 2.5 feet away, so she is within arm reach of slapping.
That's all right. Thanos has got your back. If anything happens to Bud, we know who the first suspect is.
That's right. Hear that, Ange? Thanos Copter said, "If anything happens to Bud, we know who to suspect first."
And Duchess has mentioned that, Bud, you should have your sister say hello since she is right there.
I actually gave her the link, and later on she might pop in and say hi.
Sure, that would be great. Absolutely.
She definitely has the link and peer pressure.
We'd be
absolutely saying that the peer pressure. Look what she's doing now.
Oh.
Also hit the subscribe button.
Always hit the subscribe.
And a like. There you go.
Smack that like button. It's been talking trash about people's mamas all week.
Yep.
We don't take kindly to that around here. We love our mamas.
Yep.
Smack that like button.
I think I might take this hat off.
I'm getting a little warm.
I dig my hat.
We've had some rather nuggy weather out here at Eternia, Castle Grayskull.
Are you happy?
All right. She said hi in the chat. She didn't actually jump on with us, but that's fine.
Oh,
I see. She just doesn't want to join us. But she said hi in the chat. So
no, I'm not going live.
No, not going live. I heard that loud and clear.
She can talk through me.
There we go. And SJ says he regrets gifting a Michael Keaton Bruce Wayne figure to a friend whose band was called Keaton.
Ooh.
I remember the old Michael Keaton. Was that a newer one or an older one? Because I had the one that came out around the time of the movie, and I kept that figure for years. I lost. It was the one that you could put
the suit on him.
What's going on, Eldor?
Did you have the wee belt piece that came out there?
Oh yeah,
I did have that one.
I had that one, but the Bruce Wayne one that I had, it was the one you could put Batman's armor onto him.
Yep.
And I lost all the pieces of armor, but I still had the Bruce Wayne because that was an awesome figure.
I also had the Bat Cave with, when you open up the door, it had a like molded in bat suit, and then you could turn the dial on the top and like you would shut the door, spin the dial on top, and then it would flip around and be Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, that was a good one. And SJ said that guy stopped coming around and then the band broke up. Well, that's what he gets for just coming around, or stopping coming around. His band broke up. It was all bad luck.
Yes, I see the old Kenner animated Batman. He had a bit of a Bruce Wayne that you could put his bat suit on, I think.
Yeah. Yep. So Thanos saying hi to your sister, and then he was telling her to hit that like it's Bud.
Oh, yeah.
You hear that? Oh,
Oh.
sure.
We're just
No.
all about the sibling violence tonight,
Yep.
aren't we?
They're saying hit that like it's me.
You want me to?
Do it. Yep. Do it. Ready.
As my video gets yanked from YouTube for violence. Say it was off camera, so we're good.
Yep. I stubbed my toe.
I walked into the wall. It was the wall.
It's just a scratch. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
So I'm doing this cross sell out of the Skeletor one as well, because I'm going bigger with it, and then I'll probably trim it down to size after we're done the video. This is basically just to give a couple of ideas of how to do this, and then again, like just hang out and chit chat with people on a Saturday night. Not really pressed about having a big topic for the show. Arts and crafts with friends and chit chatting. That's what it's all about tonight, because we got the holidays coming up, guys.
Right.
Anybody got big plans?
Taking photos for pictures, writing mini comics. That's about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Constantly refreshing and dreading big bad pre-orders.
Yeah.
Which actually did go and cancel a bunch because I just had to. Like, too many came in at once, and I was just like, no.
Yeah,
Masterverse Wave, like, it's really cool, but it's new. I can wait a couple months. They'll pop up. They'll be on sale. Get them cheaper. It's just the wait game that I hate. But with like what I got now, I got plenty to like do. And now that I'm kind of getting back into art, which is what I'm doing right now. In case any of you guys are curious, that's why I got this art pad here.
Oh yes.
Hey man, go for it, brother. I saw
So
in the chat
earlier
you were inspired.
Yeah. So our good friend Ray from collecting classics decided to do something drastic, and he shaved his beard. He trimmed it down really far. So I thought it was funny, and I called him Faker Ray, and he loved it. He was just laughing about it. And originally I had an idea where, and spoiler stuff coming up for some of you guys, I want to take everyone or some people's favorite characters and draw them as that character. And I was trying to think of something for Ray. I almost did it, but then this really popped in my head. I wanted to do a two bad. One head has bearded Ray, the other has shaved Ray. And I thought that would be really cool. But then the whole Faker Ray thing came up, and I was like, that's what I got to do now. So, I don't know how well this will pop up
That
here.
is really, really good. Hold on.
Excellent, sir. Oh yes.
So he is holding his shaved beard in his hand. He's got his Faker sword. Try to get closer on the face here.
Here you guys go. You saw it here.
And then yesterday, I did this for him. I usually do character drawings. I did the little fire pose.
Very, very cool.
Excellent work.
Very cool.
Yeah, I haven't really drawn much in the past couple years, so that one I kind of was a little rusty. But I did find some really cool pictures of stuff I like started but never finished. This is a line art of Spawn. I don't know how well it'll show up.
Here, let me go
Yes,
ahead.
I see it there.
Very nice.
Oh, you're very clever.
Then I got one of the Mandalorian.
Nice.
Good work there. Yes.
And this is a newer sketch pad. Like I have a whole bunch of even if it's bad, I save all of my art. So I actually have I could probably grab it here in a second. I have an actual zip up binder of all my art going back to 2010.
Very cool.
Like I literally save all of it, even if it's a couple scribbles, a head, a hand. I will save it.
So, wanted to point out, since I was asking earlier about what people were doing for Christmas while you're grabbing that, bud, Thanos Copter is taking a note right out of my own book. He's going to be working on Christmas, but he'll be dressed up as Santa and delivering presents to his residents. And I
That's
think
awesome.
that's great. That is really
That's cool, especially if there's like lots of kids and stuff.
Yeah, well, Brick Something is saying, love it, bud. And Thanos Copter says, nice. Duchess is saying, oh my God, that's excellent, Gamer Bud.
She's a rather good artist there.
And SJ is talking about more of his collection. He says also at his parents' house is the Bat Jet. You could put them in where it had a handle and you pulled a trigger and grabbers would come out of the front. Yeah, that was awesome. SJ has also stated, very impressive. More talking about your art, bud. And Brick Something saying, great stuff, bud. And more of Duchess as you were going through saying, these are amazing. And Brick giving a shout out to Skelly saying, speaking of art, congrats on the art show, Skelly.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. If you guys haven't noticed, if you guys haven't seen, check out Skelevator's Instagrams. If you're going to be in the Fresno area, he is going to be on exhibit in a gallery and stuff. It's going to be amazing. Kind of wish I was out there. That is a huge stack, bud. Wow.
This is just all the loose paper. I have books of it. This is all just the loose stuff that I've
That's incredible, man. You gotta start posting some of that stuff. I'd love to see it. And my sis is asking who's freezing up. Probably me. It's probably my connection.
Got some Naruto.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll just put you up on a big screen there for a minute if you want to flip through some.
Sure. I got this concept I did for a Superman outfit.
Okay.
Of a like jacket version. Messing with some colored pencils.
Almost like a little Superboy action going on.
Yeah.
I dig it. I dig it.
I did a comic, really stupid one from this game I used to play called Dofus, I think. And I did like these like chibi art comics for them.
Well, yes, bit of comic there. Very good, sir.
Let's see here.
So I just want to say that Brick has stated he's considering driving down to Fresno for it. If you can make it, Brick, definitely do it. Show Skelly all the support. Come out and see him. And Thanos is definitely going to go check it out because he's a little closer, which is great. So anybody who's over there in the Cali area that can make it, please definitely go check out Skelly.
Oh, lovely work there.
Ooh. Look at that.
I really like the Max Fletcher Superman suit where it's the black background with the gold border look. Got some Warcraft art of a character I used to have.
Very cool. It was a blood elf?
Night elf. Night elf warrior.
Okay.
Yeah. This is one of my very first D&D characters, and I drew him up like a WoW dwarf because that's what I was playing at the time.
Nice. Very nice.
Oh, very good.
My sister's D&D character, one of them.
Very cool.
So many random drawings here. These ones, like I drew actually this one's really good. I didn't finish it, but it is a Tauren shaman from World of Warcraft.
Nice, the Taurens. Proud.
Taurens are amazing. A whole bunch of old Warcraft stuff from, gosh, this must have been 2006. Holy crap! So going back even further, this is a female warrior.
Okay. Those are really good, bud.
Yeah,
They're amazing.
back in my prime. I'm a little bit rusty now, but I'm slowly getting it back. This one's actually really cool. This is a human paladin.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, the face turned out really nice. I think this was also 2006. Jeez. Half of these I haven't seen in a while. I took 3 just random ink pens and did Superman and Superboy, but like Dragon Ball Z art style.
Oh, okay. Very, very Akira Toriyama.
Yeah. And did like a crosshatch shading for it. Which crosshatching with pen, you mess up, that picture's ruined.
Yep, you can't go back.
Nope. Oh, another crosshatch. At this point, I love doing crosshatch art. This was 2010 of that Superboy character.
Very nice.
Oh, excellent.
Suit concept I was doing. I think at the time I had watched the newer Tron film.
Oh, okay. That's almost very similar to that 90s electric Superman look.
Which everyone hated that. I loved it.
I can't say I was the biggest fan, but I also wasn't like a huge Superman fan. Still, I'm still not. So
I'm a huge fan. Obviously, as you'll see here, I'm a big Superman, Superboy, Super family.
I actually did enjoy Superboy a little bit more.
Oh, he's looking good there. Oh, boy, you are very good at that artwork there.
Right?
This one's really cool. This was a picture, I think that was in... I forget the character that was featured in this, but he was holding Superman's cape. And this is like a fallen Superboy that... I think the concept was like Superman had died and he was really like angry. So he's sitting there holding his father's like tattered cape.
Oh, yes.
No, this one's kind of neat.
I think you captured his feelings rather good there, sir.
Another suit design. I think this was during the Smallville time where Tom Welling was wearing the red leather embossed jacket.
Well, Brick, I know you were just taking off, but if you got some time after you're done, you hit us up if we're still going live, and we'll shoot you that invite.
So back in early 2010-ish, I had this idea. I wanted to make a graphic novel, and I started creating characters. I started like writing it too, and I started actually. I think I made like the first couple pages. It was me and my friend, and then I kind of stopped. And a couple years later, a movie came out with the exact same title and kind of similar concept, and I was like, what the hell? I never posted any of it online or anything, but it was a Will Smith movie called After Earth. I don't know if you guys recall that one.
That.
But mine was more, it's kind of similar, like world style to Firefly.
Okay.
But it was like there was like mutants, and the mutants were like kind of animal creatures with like scientists DNA spliced to humans with animals, and then this world takes place like thousands of years later. And I started creating. This is like a character that was like based off of me.
Hold on, let me blow you up here.
Kind of a
rad.
sword warrior. Then my friend John, or let me find his. Here it says. He was kind of more of a gun-toting brute. It's a little coffee stain on it. But yeah, I created it was like all the characters were like a bunch of my friends and stuff. But yeah, and then one of my friends, he was a chef, so I made him this traveling, like a wandering chef. So his like weapons was like frying pans.
Oh, yes.
I don't know how well it appears here. But yeah, I haven't seen these in a long time. Ooh, back when I drew a lot of X-Men characters. I really liked the, I'm trying to think of the artist. It was like the style of the new X-Men, where they were wearing kind of similar outfits to the films, where it was like leather. So I kind of created those kind of outfits and stuff.
Oh, we're losing stuff now.
Ooh. Some more Supermans. This one turned out really good.
Oh dear, my back.
The shading on it. Oh boy, another Superman. I would draw a new outfit like every freaking day. And I just had cheap colored pencils, nothing that good. And then like I got some kind of nicer markers, so I decided to test out those.
Well, still good though.
Yeah. And again, like I have no training in markers. I just go at it until it eventually turns out good. And all of my art is like self-taught. Funny enough, in art class, I failed it. I failed the course. Of course, my art teacher was one of those college professor douchebags, and I would kind of show him up from like time to time. So whenever he had the chance to fail me, he would. And then of course, my art was not good enough for a good grade, but good enough to put in the Chicago Student Art Fair. So I may or may not have snuck in after school and took all of my art and took it home. I don't know if your microphone's down, Oz, but we can't hear you.
I'm sorry,
There
I
you
muted
go.
myself because I burped a little earlier and I didn't want to burp in the microphone. So I muted myself and forgot that I was muted that whole time. I was saying like, wow, this is really good. Like those are really awesome. And I was making little comments and apparently y'all couldn't hear it the whole time.
So that same year, I had also broken my arm, and I had this full cast on my arm, on the arm that I freaking draw with, and I drew a charcoal portrait of me, and it looked amazing. It looked exactly like me, but I didn't I took parts of what he taught and mixed it with my own style.
Mm-hmm.
And that was not good enough for him because I didn't use his exact technique. I knew what he taught me, but artists also, like, you always, like, obviously you like use what you're taught, but you also should mix your own work into it. And he actually came up to the art drawing. It was a charcoal one, so he erased the entire face, and he's like, "Here, this is how you do it." And he drew me, and it looked horrible. So I erased it again and drew me. I got an F.
Teach him.
And then because he put it up in the halls, and it was like voted on. Mine got voted on to be put in the art show. And he's like, "Yeah, I need you to sign this so I could put it in the art show because it won like top place." And I'm like, "Are you going to give me a better grade?" He's like, "No."
Oh,
And I'm like, "Well, then I'm not going to sign it."
Right?
And he's
Where's
like,
my motivation?
So after school, like a week later, I snuck into the room, took it, and took my entire like shelf of like art. I was like, "No,
That's right.
dude."
That's how you do it, man.
when I was a little boy, they had a bit of a competition to win a book for the Eternian Library, and you had to come up with a bit of art for a dragon in one of the books. It was a mechanized dragon. And so some people did art, like drawing or painting, but I went the more 3D route, shall we say. So finding lots of odds and ends and what have you. I made a mechanized dragon 3D model, and he had 4 sets of wings here, and then he won the prize as it were. So of course a bit of a book. Went to the old school library there, and yes, so it was good.
Very cool.
But I just got a bit of my drawing there, as it were. So,
Yeah, put it up there again, Eldor. Let's go
I
ahead.
might
Full
start with something that's not quite Masters of the Universe first. There's a bit of
Oh, look at that.
transport
Ooh,
here.
that's nice.
We have Optimus Prime doing his jump and shoot, as you see in the movie.
Yeah,
When he first arrives at Autobot City there.
that's
We
right.
have Sir Megatron and Starscream below him. And we have Soundwave there with his laser beak on his arm.
Very cool.
And then
That's cool.
we have Grimlock and Bumblebee there. And it was a bit of work having to grid up all those lines and color them in to make that sort of
Sure.
Yep.
So, by the way, SJ Curtis has mentioned that he likes Superman more now than he used to. Cavill's Superman and the whole Injustice story was wild, and I hate we'll never see Cavill get to do it.
Yeah, I'm salty on that.
A lot of people are upset.
Thankfully, though, he came out right away and he's like, "But by the way, I'm also doing this, and I am in control of the story, and I promise I'm going to stay true to it and give you guys what you deserve." And I'm just like, perfect. I'm still mad, but I'm happy that he is still doing something.
He's hoping to do a bit of a 40K series or something, I believe.
Yeah.
He's a big gamer there. And so
Yeah. So also Duchess is praising you more on your work. SJ mentioned Gamer Bud, you gotta do what you gotta do. And Duchess again, more praise because your art's awesome. And we're catching back up with what's left of the chat from earlier. Thanos Copter stated he had digital art class and my sensibilities didn't really match the art teacher. I also failed a music appreciation class, and I'm not even sure how that's possible.
Speaking of Dragon Ball,
Thanos
gosh.
was saying sweet about your work, Eldor.
Oh, thank you,
yeah, Thanos Copter was saying sweet, and also Angel Kitty was saying, "Whoa, that is really cool." And
I didn't see that one.
I'll send you one of these Oz also.
yes,
that is amazing.
Absolutely, I love that.
That is really cool.
A bit of a Masters of the Universe assortment there. So we start up at the top, and we see there's a sorceress there. She's mid-spell, shall we say. And then we have a Castle Greystone his way out to the top, and then we have the Skeletor there, and a bit of Snake Mountain behind him. There, and moving down, we have Battle Cat doing a bit of a sneaky look out the side, and there's He-Man with his power sword there. And then we have Orko, and Cyclops and Evelyn midway.
Very nice.
Oh, yes. I forgot I still got my green screen on. That's why we're seeing old Cyclops looking a bit funny there. Yes, I didn't put my green screen up today. And yes, just below then is all this Tila there. And then we have Man-at-Arms struggling with Beastman. Oh dear. Yes, that's
Very, very nice.
really of 4 pencils and belt and a bit of paint too. A bit of white paint in some areas to blend out the colours, as it were. So yeah, so that's my 2 cents, shall we say?
So I haven't done as much art lately, but I used to get, back when I was waiting on the lines, doing my old job, you used to wait for some calls to come in and you get kind of bored. And at the time, I finally started drawing myself again. And most of this stuff is on lined paper because we got free paper. But yeah, why not? I'll show a little bit of it.
Yes, do so.
Half of my school notebooks was just full of art. I think at the time I was drawing like Link from Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh,
So it's just a picture of it.
Oh, Predator and Alien.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's very, very cool. I had some other stuff I'll have to show at another time, but yeah.
That alien with the light on the head. For a second, I was like, "Wait, is that Venom?" And then my brain went to a freaking alien with the Venom symbiote, and then I was like, "Oh, that would be cool." And
well, funny you should mention that. Actually, Venom is one of those things that I really like to draw.
Oh, same here. I haven't drawn one in a while. I think when I first got my digital art pad, I drew a Venom.
Sadly, I don't have a really good picture of it, but
Do I have a...
I think this one will work. Here. I drew that for Connor.
Nice.
When I was a kid.
Oh, very
That's
good.
awesome.
It's just something quick I was doing in between calls.
I sure like those, sir.
I actually sifted through and I found a couple that were kind of neat. This one you'll definitely have to pop me up on full screen for because it's shaded kind of lighter, but so when my nephew was born, my first one, I did a portrait of a photo of them.
Oh, how sweet. Lovely.
I love that. That is amazing.
Oh, look at that cute little face there. Oh,
Yep. Mason.
he's looking a bit surprised at the photo, I think.
Yeah. Remember that one, Ange? Yeah.
He's like,
And then
there.
I love to draw like chibi characters, so I made a chibi version of me, and that's me.
Oh,
Just a cute little short fat character. Yeah.
I dig it.
yes.
It's the only drawing of me I'll show off like my size,
Right.
just because it's cartoon and squat. Even though, well, I used to be taller. Like I've kind of shrank over the years, so I think I'm like 5'9", 5'10" now. But I used to be like 6'1".
Very nice. Here's a little hobgoblin action.
Hobgoblin.
Oh,
Heck
yes. Here he is. I drew a little goblin character called Gamblo Goblin, and he had the old bag of loots from the bank there with the big dollar signs and his little bombs. So you know how the other goblins they had what was it, the pumpkin heads or something?
Yeah.
Pumpkin balls there. He had the gold bag bombs.
Now here's one of my favorite characters of all. It's the Oogie Boogie Man.
Oh, from Nightmare Before Christmas,
Yeah.
I think.
What's this? What's this?
Matter of fact, this is where I started
Nice.
and started getting into the shading a little more.
I'll have to see if I can find a time lapse. But when I first got my Amazon tablet, I had got one of those like pens you can use to like draw on it, and I did a time lapse drawing of a Swamp Thing's face. I think it's on my old Facebook account, but it looked really cool because it started from like nothing, and you could slowly see me drawing the face, coloring it, and it's really awesome. But speaking of some like how like some of my art, like I just kind of test out, and if things don't work, it doesn't work. This was one of my first times using markers, and the lines bled through, it overlapped. It still looks okay, but you can definitely see on the cape where I didn't keep drawing the same direction. But you take it further away, it's kind of cool, but then you get up close, and then you can start to see it.
Yes,
And then
sometimes I think.
The second time it turned out a little bit better.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Get that classic Superman pose.
Yeah.
You can still see some of the lines.
So
This
SJ is
one,
wondering if anybody has made a comic or animation yet.
Yes, I have.
There you guys go. Gamer.
Oh, yes.
It's
on my channel.
It's a chibi comic. I have the pages here, but I think I showed them off in the first couple photos. But
I've done a bit of clay animation. Went to do a bit of a class on that. So they had the clay animation and then the digital animation. Ooh.
Very cool.
Ooh, mighty good.
Eagle here. That was for my stepdad's birthday. This picture is almost ruined, but I still love it. It has so many coffee stains on it, but it is Dragon Ball Z Vegeta in all its different forms. This thing is so crinkled and almost ruined, but
I like it though.
Coffee stains gives it a bit of character there, sir. You're like the old artists back in the old days when they would draw the new life or plant life they came across, and they might end up with a bit of coffee stain on those pages and what have you.
So I've been a big coffee drinker all my life, and it shows in some of my art.
So, here is another.
That is all of my loose art. That's cool.
There's the alien there.
Oh, this is actually kind of cool. Yeah. This is a group picture of all the characters for that. Nope. It's slipping. Good? We're good. Okay. It's a group picture of all the comic characters that I made for that graphic novel that eventually somehow Hollywood kind of found out about, took the name, took some of the concept, or unless we just had similar thoughts. But yeah. I'm going to put these away before I have a malfunction here.
A bit of a Doctor Who fan film back in the day, which I was going to use one of my Dalek props for. It was done on my own design. So I made a little Facebook group up for it. It was called Shadow of the Daleks there. And then a few years later, they had the new female Doctor come in. And one of her Dalek episodes was pretty much word for word of my fan story there. So I think maybe someone might have been joined on my channel and thought, oh, I like that idea. I might.
Yeah. This is why now I'm very hesitant of putting new art online of stuff that I personally make, because if it's a character I made, I don't want to see it somewhere later. Because actually, years and years ago, I think like 2008-ish, I actually wrote some songs. and I was showing a friend of mine, and then all of a sudden, a couple weeks later, he posted some songs he wrote, and the lyrics were 99% mine.
Oh dear.
And when I confronted him, he's like, "No, I took inspiration from it." I'm like, "No, you took the songs." And then he was like trying to make a tour and actually go out and like play them, and I'm like, "Are you serious?"
I'm sorry to hear that.
So I no longer write songs.
Oh, it's a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame.
They were 2005 kind of emo songs, so
All the same.
probably dodged a bullet. Probably dodged a bullet. I definitely had one of the songs about my dad passing and kind of stuff, so
Oh, a bit of a personal one there.
try to honor him. And that's one of the songs that he took too.
Oh,
So yeah, I was hella pissed.
So after a while, I did start getting into digital, and one of my first forays into digital, and it looks crazy smooth.
Talk my cam for a sec.
oh dear.
Oh,
Familiar looking.
that's nice.
Yes, you look familiar, I think.
Mhm. I've seen that face somewhere before.
Who have I seen that face before?
You boob.
How do you like my Skeletor impersonation there?
But yeah, I just started kind of getting into more digital art. And here's actually a piece that I'd hand drawn. Oh, that's getting all weird like that. So let me see if I can find it.
I'll just cut off Buzz off here.
Yeah, as I've completely stopped working on tonight's original plan now. So I work in Sketchbook Pro, and this I had originally hand drawn.
I think I had Sketchbook Pro. Was it Autodesk Sketchbook Pro?
Yeah.
Yep. I had that, and actually a couple months ago I was trying to find that's the exact one I used. I tried to find the code for it so I could re-get it, and I found out that they totally scrapped the entire program, made a free version, and then now it's a paid version that I already paid for before, but I have to pay for it again because it's a whole new program.
Really? Because what I use is completely free. This is all.
You have to show me how to get it free, because I definitely use that. Like that's that one digital picture I showed you of the He-Man Zelda collab that I had done digital art back when we were showing pictures. I had used that program to do it.
Oh yeah. Now, this is all completely free. Sketchbook Pro.
Okay.
I see, figuratively speaking, there, saying hello. Hello there, sir.
Oh, did he pop in? Excellent.
Yes, he's there.
Hey, what is going on, figuratively speaking? Also, I see Ray Black has joined in. Now we're just showing off art. We're not even scrapbooking anymore at this point.
My fault. Sorry.
We started enjoying other art. So it's good to have you guys here tonight. I'm glad you're enjoying it. But so that original hand-drawn image that I did it for a friend of mine. And it happened right before we went into lockdown. And I had no way to get it to him.
Oh.
So I pulled it up in Sketchbook Pro. That was actually a screenshot of it that you saw, where I had pulled it up in Sketchbook. And then I started to get really, really crafty with it, because it was Baby Yoda and, well, Grogu rather, and then Stitch, I decided, wouldn't it be cool if they met in Lilo's room?
Oh, sorry, I've heard some crying there. I better check that out.
Okay. All right. So when I'd decided to find an image of Lilo's room, the only thing I could find was this background image, and for some reason had this weird rectangles, blacked out spaces on the actual image. And I was just like, man, that's kind of lame. So I got bugged by that, and I actually decided, you know what? I'm still going to use that image.
Yes, the wee lad just woke up there. Just doing a bit of babysitting for Mandalorian there. What was all that noise?
Grogu himself.
No.
So
He's all bright and awake now. He's in a bit of a wave.
I did end up filling in those areas and hand painting them back in myself. But then I went ahead and added Grogu and Stitch back to the image and added them in there myself. And then I was able to email this to him. So that was a lot of fun. But that was, again, another one of my first instances of getting into digital art as opposed to physical media. So, yeah, normally I don't share a lot of my stuff, so it was actually kind of nice sharing that with everybody.
So I'm going to try to aim this right, but on my old Facebook, I pulled up some stuff that I can't currently find right now, but this is Robin in the kind of Batman and Robin suit.
Oh, yes.
I kind of dug the like red and black.
Right.
Picture I'd done for my stepfather. And it's basically him chibi-fied with like a cartoon eagle perched on his arm. That's both my stepdad and my mom.
Very nice.
Done a picture for them. This is let me find a way to rest my arm because there we go. All right, so this started out as a armored Batman picture. This was before I got my like digital art pad, and then when I got it, I did some like line art for it, then computer line art.
Oh,
Oops.
yes.
Very nice.
Then shading,
Lovely
then the
work.
finished picture. Here, let me turn off this light here. Maybe that'll, there we go. Get rid of that glare. Then, of course, speaking of Venom, I pencil sketched this really quick. Then did some line art, base color down, and then some shading. I didn't do a background on it, but then, of course, speaking of that, He-Man Legend of Zelda crossover.
Right.
This was the first sketch. Then drawing in He-Man and getting some features on Link, and getting some more features. Then the finished sketch. That castle turned out really good.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, good.
Then starting some base color and shading. Some more, yeah. Got a Raphael sketch.
Well, my favorite title there, sir. Well done.
Then Leo that was like kind of kneeled and fallen. Line art. Digital art. And again, this is me just messing around, seeing what I can do. So this is a really good colored pencil sketching I did of the Green Ranger that I actually took to a convention that I met Jason David Frank.
Oh,
And I showed him this, And I was like, so I know this might sound weird, but could you, like, I had signed this myself, but could you also sign it since it's, you know, him too? And then I had two other drawings I did for him, and I gave him those two pictures. And it was him as the Zeo Red Ranger, and then a Green Ranger, White Ranger with the background showing the White Tiger and the Dragon Sword. And he was so thankful of it, he gave me a bunch of signed photos, and these were some of the more like pricier ones.
Oh yes.
So he's like, "Hey, hold on." He like grabbed like 3 freaking photos, and he's like, "Here," and I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, man, these are awesome." I'm like, "Dude, thank you." And again, speaking of that auto sketchbook pro, this is me taking that RAF photo and coloring in the head. Got a little He-Man sketch I did, 2015. This is Iron Fist.
Yes.
Here's the this is the one that doesn't move, but this is the swamp thing face that I did on that little tablet, and it's based off of that cover.
Oh yes.
And then I think the last one, the time I decided to dye my hair and beard pink. I thought I'd just share it. It does. I was part of this. I was part of this Discord group back in like 2016, and they were trying to get someone to like dye their hair pink, and of course the girls were like, "Oh, I'll do it." The guys were like, "No, I ain't doing it." I'm like, "I'll do it." So we went. My sis and me went over to Walgreens, got some dye, some bleach, and I dyed it. I didn't care.
Very nice, brother. Very nice. Love it.
Yeah, that is all my stuff. Oh, and random. I don't
Wait
know.
a minute.
We were at a
Random
store.
bud.
We were at a store, and there was this donut face mask, and I put it on, and Angie's like, "Hold on, I gotta take a picture." So, yeah.
Very creative. Very
But yeah,
cool.
let me flip the camera back around. Oh,
So I wanted to give a shout out and hello to Black Phoenix for joining in tonight. He often catches the show in replay, so it's
what's
glad
up?
to see Black Phoenix in the chat live tonight. So guys, like forever ago, cut out some pictures. Or cut out a little bit of card art earlier. And so basically I was looking at different ways while we were going through some of that art photos and everything like that. And just so kind of like a basic layout so people can kind of see how I'm going to be doing it. Now I got to clean up these images a little bit, and see, they're not going to stay right on the paper ones until I get some tape in there or like a glue stick, but stagger the images maybe. I don't know. There's the size of them is a little odd because, the first wave, definitely I could put like 3 on there. So like, oh, you know what? Maybe that might be the way I have to do it then. So I was just revising how I might do this. Like do one here, one in the middle, and then another one down towards the bottom again. Stagger them out, and then I could do like all the heroic warriors on the front here for wave 1, and then do the villains on the back. Yeah, do the evil warriors on the back. Now again, since I don't have an original Tila or an original Evelyn, I will have to go out, get those figures, and get the backing art for it, because now I kind of want to finish. At first I wasn't worried about having those, but I kind of do something like that, or I could even double them up, I guess. I could probably, let me see, can I fully fit 2 side by side? I sure can. So I could just double pane this all the way down. So I think that might be how I do it. And then I'll definitely be using the cross cell on like a cover sheet, and then it'll be like wave 1, and then it'll have all the card art, and then I'll do wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and so on and so forth. And then I'll even make my own checklists too.
I think
That
I
way.
might. I think I might put short round here. Back down to bed again. I think.
Say goodbye to Grogu, everybody.
Bye, Grogu.
Bye, Grogu.
Anyway, talking about art, this is a prop I made myself for a bit of a.
That is amazing.
This is really good.
The head was all cast in silicone, so floppy
Oh,
hair,
nice.
and I hair punched in all his hair there and
That's
such. And
incredible.
I made all his clothing up. He's got an
That is
under jumpsuit as well, mind you. And he has his Jackie on over top.
really good.
So that's a bit of other things I get involved in. I sculpted the head too out of clay, and made a 2-part mold of that up. So it was my first time making a mold for silicone there. And yes, so I had him with my Quill costume there.
Nice. So Black Phoenix is saying he is adorable. SJ
He
jumping
is.
in with that's a lot of detail, and got to agree that's
Yeah.
outstanding.
Yes, I made him to have his mouth open because he was going to be a bit of a puppet, you see. But I was running out of time before the con and what have you. So I had to glue his mouth closed. Yeah, he's got a bit of a pout on. He was allowed to eat the eggs, you see.
So,
Yes.
and also
So
Black
that's-
Phoenix is mentioning he saves all of his card backs and he puts them in a binder.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Okay.
And
That's
Skelly
fine,
might be he might be a little bit behind on the live here. He was just saying Swamp Thing, because he must have just seen where he showed your picture of Swamp Thing. And for when Masterversal gets back, Thanos told him very well
It's quite heavy on the arms there.
done. Well, when you get up in age like you are, Eldor, you know.
Oh, indeed.
So
Oh,
Thanos is mentioned really well done, by the way. And Duchess was saying very nice Masterversal toy.
oh, thank you, my lady. Thank you.
Absolute incredible
cool.
prop.
Stretch his arms a bit.
So guys, I'm hoping some of these ideas are appealing to you. Again, I know Black Phoenix had stated that he does he saves his in a binder. This is another idea. You can cut down on some of the cardboard. You can make it a little bit your own in adding in, like I said, I'm making title card pages out of the cross cells, for each
That's what you're
wave.
doing. I was wondering what to do with the rest of it.
Yeah. But I mean, the main part is trying to preserve this art, really, really saving the fantastic, art that is on the backs of every single one of these cards.
Well, I'm
all
up
the
to
different
a
images,
pig head, is it?
homages to original mini comic creatures in here. It's the amount of work they put into these things is absolutely fantastic. And I'm hoping that at some point in time soon, Mattel will release an art book for all of these waves.
Yeah.
Because they really they need it. It needs to happen. But
hopefully after, I know Pixel Dan is working on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle book similar to his Motu toy book. But afterwards, I know there's talks about a second part 2 book with like Origins, Masterverse. And
well, you got to figure he just put that thing together and got it out there to everybody. And then they really started dropping Origins and Masterverse and now a CGI line.
You have his work cut out for him, I think. But yes, I
And then-
got Pixel Dan's Toys of Masters of the Universe book. It's rather heavy, though. I need a bit of a pulpit to hold it on, so I can go for the
You could
pages.
probably also put in the minis, the loyal subjects, the Mega Block ones,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
because those are official licensed, so they should be part of the book.
I agree, but I really do have just about all of the waves. I'm missing some.
I'm missing quite a few.
I was going through my card art. I've lost my original Skeletor one, and I'm curious: has anyone gotten the new Skeletor, the one
Which
that
one?
has the newer face? I think it came out in like wave 5 or 6.
Oh,
Where
the
they
vintage headed
re-released?
one?
Yeah, is the
Yes,
card art on the back still the
Yes.
same?
It's the
Okay,
same.
cool.
The
Because,
He-Man
like-
and the Skeletor that came out with Wave 5 with the vintage heads is the same that's from Wave 1. They only
'Cause-
changed the card art for the 2000X He-Man and Skeletor.
Okay, because I definitely was thinking about getting again, like 'cause it's kind of cheap now, but I have seen it drop as low as like $6 to $7. When it drops that low, I definitely want to pick up definitely a Skeletor, because I want to paint one up to be a Hordak style,
So,
like back when he was in the Horde.
right.
So I'll paint his hood black, his arm will be black, but that bat on his chest will be red and stuff. I think
Yeah.
that would be kind of cool.
So when it comes down to the waves, the Wave 1 and Wave 4 I have incomplete. I have Mini Comic Stratos and Mini Comic Triclops, but I don't have the original versions from this, and I don't have Tila and Evelyn from Wave 1.
Oh, I don't
But
have a box
other
to
than those, pretty much most of the waves, except for the latest ones out, I have.
Yes,
Like,
the only Tila figure I was able to come across was a loose one for sale on a group that I'm a part of there. So sadly, I never saw got to have the carded version to open up.
the big one I'm missing is the entire web story wave. I don't have any of them.
Seeing right there, this is an international carded Fisto.
Yeah, I have a international carded
Yes, I have them too.
Mantenna.
Well, yes,
But again,
yes,
I wanted him so bad I didn't care.
yes, there was another one.
Because I know eventually I want to get at least one of the other figures from that wave, just so I have the worded comic. Because
So
I'm not looking to complete the entire line, but
I kind of
there are
want.
certain ones I definitely have to have.
Is that the Lords of Power Merman there, sir?
It is.
Yes.
And I need to get.
Two of him.
Here, I'm trying to get
He's my
this part.
favorite, I think.
I need to get that new Tila. I was supposed to get her, but unfortunately, I was not able to get Tila and Zor yet. But
I think
I want to
she's
get.
still up on Big Bad.
Yeah, I need to get 2 of them because I want to do this Tila, the Battleground Tila.
She has a bit of different hairdo color, I think. The
Yeah,
Zola.
it's a blonde hair color.
No, I still yet to get that one, I'm afraid.
So, but yeah, I do have.
Vintage Screech the other day, though. He's still okay. In good nick.
I've got vintage Screech and vintage Zor, and really, really happy to have those.
Yes, mine's just missing his little perch there, so he just sort of sits around here and there.
I do appreciate having both of those in the collection, but I do want to have newer ones as well.
To last the next 40 years, what?
So again, I'm missing Horde Trooper from this wave.
Yeah,
Need to
missing
get
Horde
him.
Trooper.
Yeah, I got a loose one, but never got to open the one up there.
See what he's on
And that
Amazon.
wave still need more.
I think he's around 15, 16, which isn't bad, but again, I'm a stickler for sales, so I kind of like them to
Right.
pop down more.
Yeah, definitely got to get them discounted.
So it was
You
weird. The other
get your $1 there, also from that secret sale.
So Black Phoenix saying he couldn't throw out the art. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree.
I have a full drawer filled with my Masterverse art.
And SJ was saying, always wanted the backgrounds in the commercials for toys. News for you, SJ. If you want it and they don't actually make it yourself. That's kind of what we're all about on Toy Frenzy. And here it's, definitely do your own thing. And I got to say, like, if you still enjoy toys, go out there and get some and then build your own world around it and display it and have fun. If you see any of us or follow any of us on IG, there's a lot of really awesome people doing some really awesome things on there. Thanos copter shelving that he has customized and
Yeah.
turned into dioramas
Yeah, that's
is
really cool.
amazing. Absolutely amazing. I am so glad he started posting pictures of those. But definitely do it. So Scalevator's saying he was totally behind, all caught up now. Say, yeah. Now he's got himself all caught up, which is great. I want them to single card the other Lord of Power variants. I agree. I wish they would. I think the closest we're going to get to like that Lord of Power Man at Arms, though, is the Eternian Royal Guard swapped head.
There was a way I figured out how they could do it. I posted it in Facebook. Let me find the post.
Yeah.
I see a few.
You're welcome, Thanos Copter. It's well deserved, man. I absolutely love seeing your stuff. I love seeing everybody's stuff. Like seeing all it was great chatting with you guys for months across like the different toy pages, just talking to you guys on Jay's chats and seeing you guys on and Jay and then Geek Dad Life and Toy Anxiety and chatting with you guys for months. Now getting to interact with you more here. I absolutely love this and seeing what you guys are working on and what you have going on outside of those chats has been really, really awesome. I really like it. So my sister was asking, is it me or did they freeze? I don't know, guys. Say it in the chat. Did we freeze or are we still going good here?
You
guys we're all moving.
Yeah, for us, we're good.
I'm kind of staring at other screens, so my face isn't moving, so I might look like I'm frozen.
Right.
Here it is. Okay, so in Hebreo's Facebook group page, someone brought up a thing where they had an idea for two separate three packs, and one of them was a mini comics 3-pack where it has Trapjaw, Roboto, and a Triclops. Obviously, the Triclops do it a little different, maybe a little darker paint deco, don't have the ring. That way, the exclusive one is still exclusive and special. But definitely give that one for retail because obviously just they have the mold, just a slightly different paint. But then I was like, okay, you could do a 3-pack heroes and 3-pack villains, and for the heroes, do like a Man at Arms in his call it mini comic edition or Lords of Power or whatever, but he definitely has that brown fur. Then do either Blonde Tila and then do Stratos with his proper neck feathers and belt.
Right.
So that way you do get the Blonde Tila, or you could replace either Tila or Stratos and do a Prince Adam in his blue vest, but don't make it soft goods. Do the one that came with the like Sky Sled, but paint it blue and the belt black with a little gold buckle, and then on the shoulder just paint a little bit of gold.
Yeah, it was funny because I was actually thinking like if I'd ever gotten a third Sky Sled when they went on that steep discount, and I'm really.
I tried finding one. I still haven't found one.
I got 2 of those. I got the original one. It was at full price, and my buddy Ziggy picked it up. And when they were going on clearance, we couldn't find any more. And then finally, we went back in, and they had 3 of them. And I grabbed one more, And at the time, because I knew how scarce these things were, I thought, let me go ahead and leave that for somebody else. And then, like, in the next day or two, they were gone, and people were posting them on like Facebook Marketplace locally for the full $30 price.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I can't swear that those were ones that I had seen personally, but I felt kind of mean because at least in my collection, it would have went to making like extra war sleds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the Atom, like I definitely would have done a mini comic style Atom. Like I would have got some dye, dyed the vest blue, painted the gold trim on, which I still keep talking about doing that, and I haven't yet, and I need to. But yeah, I really need to get more involved into the customizing of things. It's just I've got extras and I've got pieces that I can do this kind of stuff. I'm just like worried about messing them up, because I
Yeah.
do cherish these. So like maybe not the main ones in my collection, but I've got a whole box full of extras. Like
I know I've
Skep
been
Royal Attorney and Guard. I got all the extra armor still.
like, now that I've built up kind of my customs and the ones I've like slightly altered and painted, I've been kind of thinking about offering my services for a small fee, just a little something to replenish the paint that I use, and a little extra in case I want to, like get another figure to do a new custom or something. But I've been kind of thinking of setting that up.
Do it.
So the Sky Sleds were self-warming here for quite a while, but you say I got two.
I know
of
in
those.
Canada they're still on the shelves.
Oh, yes, a bit now.
Yeah,
I
and
did
of course
people sled.
Jay had picked me up one, but like the shipping on it is just a little like, we're kind of holding out for now, especially with current times and stuff. But
Well, I've had to keep a bit of my pile of holding there on BBTS, but I shipped out, had Cobra Khan and Retro ship out there, so I had a spare bit of money come out. So they're on their way, and I'll have to do the Ground Ripper separately because that's about
that's a
20.
big one that I definitely want.
Yeah.
Mechanic is like
get that as well.
in my top 5 like favorite heroic warriors.
Yep.
I'm annoyed that he came out with the vehicle, because it's a big price, for a single figure, especially if you don't want the vehicle or don't want it at that point.
I definitely still need that. I need the Teal'c Zor 2-pack now. And still need, like, what is it? Wave 10, wave 11, and now we're already seeing like wave 12. I need all of those. I mean, I'm mostly caught up.
I've been getting mostly caught up on the newer waves, except for the most current one. I don't have any of them.
Yeah.
Well,
I got them pre-ordered, but I don't expect them anytime soon.
We all know how.
And of course, some of those have to split up.
Yeah, we all know how that expectation goes, though, because current wave 11 with Ratlore, Cobra Khan, and Boltman and everything, like all that was not supposed to be coming out until first quarter next year.
Yeah, they do this every year.
It's not first quarter next year.
Ever since the wave with that's now peg warming, but ever since the wave with Sorceress and Buzz Off, the wave before that wave had just come out and it was actually hitting stores. And I was seeing it online that it was hitting stores, and it was at the end of the year, I think 2020 or maybe 2021, but it was at the end of the year. Also, 2 weeks later, that new wave with like Sorceress start hitting, and they just like toppled the shelves. And that's all we've seen since. And now it seems every year after that, they say, oh, this is going to be January or first quarter, and they're coming out late November, December, and then January, February, we have a kind of lull downtime. And then the next month, and then the new ones start to hit.
I see King Hiss hit that Fisher Price store early, and I just watched a person doing a review on his one last night there. And then I woke up this morning and blimey, some guy reviewing the movie Skeletor already. So he was the first one to get his figure. It's an ordinary mess. spooky head.
And then that's what sucked about the wave before, because that was the web store wave, and I'd heard they actually recalled that figure because the something about the string wasn't tied tight onto the grappling hook, and because it had a retracting feature, it would retract the string into the backpack, and you can't pull the backpack apart without breaking the figure.
Of course,
So they had to recall the
Boy's
figures.
video on that, he shows you the insides, and there's two little wheels there, and it goes around there one bit, and then you have to do the other wheel.
Yeah.
You can't just poke it through the backpack there and what have you.
Nope.
So I had heard that the figures got pulled off the shelf. Not sure if that was actually the case or not, but because how rare that figure was to find, I don't doubt it.
I lucked out, and it was very beginning of this year. Wave 6 came in, and I started seeing them on the shelves. Well, it was like over the course of a month, ended up seeing them on the shelf. And, hey.
He's Brick something. He's ready to go.
Brick says he's good to go. Invites coming. Copy.
Very good thing.
Let me send it over to him.
I'll probably pop off in a little bit. I'll stand for a bit longer.
There, sir.
Yeah, share some time with Brick with us, you know?
Yeah, I'll definitely say hi and all that.
All right, Brick. It is on its way, brother.
Phone's kind of yelling at me, but I still got some charge time.
Nice. But
apparently, streaming drains the battery really fast.
I could believe that. I definitely can believe that. But yeah, Wave 6 started popping in, and I forget who it was I saw. I think it might have been the Goddess, Green Goddess, saw her. And, oh, God, who else was in that wave? I got the card backs right here.
Lord Power, Beastman.
That's it. Yeah, I saw those two first. So I went ahead and grabbed those guys up. And then, what's going on, Brick?
There he is. Oh, hello, sir.
Can you hear us okay, buddy?
I can, I think. What's going on? Sorry.
Christine.
Hi, y'all. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the party. Like, you know, we're in the midst of a conversation.
Dude, we are always happy to have you on, man. You know, you're becoming a real staple of Ostradamus Toys Live lately. So you're more than welcome to jump on whenever you want with us.
Yay. I hope I'm not scaring you off, bud. I'm just
kidding. No. Phone's at about 26%, so I got a little bit longer.
There we go. And
Good
again, anybody else in the chat brave enough to jump on and go live with us and just chit chat a little bit longer about art and collecting or whatever, man, you know, send me a message on IG or pop it up in the chat and I'll find you on IG or Messenger and come on in, join us, have fun. So, and Brick, you are getting all the love from the chat right now. Everybody's excited to have you join us again.
I appreciate
and
that.
SJ's running away. Just kidding.
I just checked my email there, Sir Oz, and the seller that I bought the Center Obscura off here in Eternia, he's quite happy with me splitting the pay with him. He's packed it up already. So, yes, just very good news there.
Rock on.
You said this is the Santa?
Yes. I was on the virtual marketplace at Eternia there last night. I was like, oh, I got a wee email there saying your search results for Mythic Legions came up, so I'll check that out. And lo and behold, yes, the Center Obscura figure there popped up on the online marketplace. So I bought the Aetherius figure of him, as you well know, and the Barbarian figure there too. And yes, he said to me, I was hoping you would pick it up. So he's all good with me paying in 2 separate lots over 2 weeks. But I sold a few things today, mind you, so it might halve the wait time.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I still haven't opened mine.
And you know.
I was going to say, at least yours showed up, though, man, because I was really worried for you one of the last times we were talking. So when you sent the picture, I was like,
Mm.
yes, it came through.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I know I know a couple people that work at FedEx. I know they're slammed, so I 100% get it. But it was just super weird because it's a school. We're an office, and sorry, this is like me and Michael Jackson's. Sorry. Anyways,
Dude, I'm digging it because it kind of feels like the
off the wall.
1987 Masters of the Universe
Yep.
end fight scene. Like, and you got the
swords are
glare
clashing.
behind you. Like, yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
feeling from it right now.
Or you're
it.
just about to walk out of the portal from the cosmic key almost.
I dig it. And Bobby has jumped back into the chat. He has joined us again. Glad to have you back, Bobby. Always a pleasure, man. But yeah, so anyway, I'm really glad it turned up. Skelly and I got to figure out what's going on because our camo cons have been on the way for ever now.
And you never got your email.
Well,
Did you?
he's been sending me shipping updates, letting us know where CamoCon is at, and honestly, Skelly, find out if I could just go drive up there or something. It might be faster at this point. It's
think so.
stuck in PA.
Well, see,
But
they
mind
never
you,
emailed me to let me know that
it's
me and another fellow's figures were sent out there.
Is that
now,
like a you're getting on the tracking notification that it's stuck?
like it has not moved for several days from PA.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the elves are moving stuff around the country for the holidays. Totally. I had
True.
a same thing with a package that was like sitting in it actually, so I live like less than a mile away from the FedEx or center. And my work is in San Francisco, which is like 6 miles away. But they came here, and instead of going to San Francisco, went down a little further south and was stuck there and was sitting. So like, it just seems like I'm sure folks are backed up, and that's probably what's happening with yours.
Sure.
Just things are
Yeah, I had a
messy.
package that like kind of shipped about 20 minutes from my house. Then it went south to another shipping place that was like 2.5 hours southeast, and then it got stuck there for a couple days. I think that was during my first unboxing video where I had to delay it a couple days because I thought it was coming in all the one day, but yeah.
Yes, I
Crazy.
stayed up.
See, Skelly's saying it's stuck in Pennsylvania, which I live in Maryland, so I'm right south of PA. And I'm thinking he is showing an emoji, which just comes up as that in the chat, at least on my screen. I have to go check my phone now and look at the chat from there.
Yeah,
yes.
YouTube, it's different, right? Yeah, it's a nice looking emoji. That's cute.
I ended up buying a can for another fellow here, and I noticed. I think it was about 2 weeks back, mind you. Someone on one of the motor groups said they never got their notification email, and so they had to contact Mattel and find out what was going on there. And so I was checking my account there, I think last week, and it said fulfilled. But of course, I never got my notification email either. But after reading that fellow's post there about not getting his, I did a quick contact to Mattel there to see what was going on. But haven't heard back from them since. Yeah.
Now, something I will say that I find interesting is like on the day that everybody started getting notifications that CamoCon was shipping, there were reports and some people showing screenshots of their orders of CamoCon getting canceled.
Yeah,
Now,
I'd seen that too.
Yeah, typically you see that and then you hear a lot of complaints or you see more about it. But I got to say, since that day, any of the groups I'm in and everything like that, nobody else has been complaining. So I'm wondering, maybe these screenshots were faked, or I mean, I don't want to just throw that kind of speculation out there, but I mean, what's going on here? Because if that person's, I saw one screenshot and a couple other people comment on it. Kind of thing, because it was brought to my attention by one of the patrons, and I looked into it a little bit more, and I found that post, and I'd seen some things on there about people having theirs canceled, but only the one person did share the screenshot. But I had not seen any outside of that day. I hadn't seen anybody else complain that theirs was canceled or anything else. So I've really got to wonder why that one particular person's was canceled, or maybe that handful of people's was canceled. I'm almost wondering if maybe it was some kind of a bot trying to order a bunch of them and theirs got canceled, because I do know that if they find out about stuff like that, they cancel them.
Well, see, I noticed a few funny things happened when I went to after the figurehead dropped there. So I'd been through the checkout, of course, and did the captures and the robots and what have you. But then it took me right back to checkout again. I was like, what's going on here? So I went through the checkout all over again, and then my card details were missing because I had them preloaded when I first created my account there, you see, before the first Wondar sale. But no, the card details were gone. So I had to I think my video there had to speed through and type all that up, but I suppose I could PayPal after all that. But I did notice that I think a day before the Kendall Khan sale there, the site had gone down. I think they're doing some repairs or maintenance and what have you. So I don't know if all that was affected by what they played around with there or not.
Curious that who issues you what bank issues you a card over there in Eternia?
Just a credit card, I believe you say, linked to my gold bag of holding here in Eternia.
National Bank of Eternos Palace. It's a real rigged system, since that seems to be the only main royalty.
It's a bit over my head, really.
So,
watching you, Randor.
My sister says, you guys should be proud of me. I'm introducing my stepkid to Masters of the Universe with the Hot Wheels character cars set.
The character cars.
Yeah. So she's introducing him to all the Masters of the Universe goodness that we grew up with through Hot Wheels. Because not every kid's into action figures. Some kids get more into the playthings with the cars and stuff like that, and it's great. I'm absolutely glad they can kind of share in and join in with this other this other franchise, but still enjoy it with the cars. So that's great. Bobby wanted to let us know. Right.
The Wind Raider.
So Bobby,
was it the Street Shark or something? The Road Shark?
Well, yeah, they did the Battle Ram, the Land Shark, and the Wind Raider. They're all
okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. When you said the character cars, we're talking like the little vehicles, right?
The first ones, yes.
No, they got the character cars where it's actual cars, but with like paint jobs and stuff like that for individual. Tila's got
like
a
food Man-at-Arms car, and okay.
Yeah, Tila's got a food truck, and I jokingly refer to it as Tila's Tortillas.
They got those slightly bigger ones too, with the bases.
Tortillas.
Are they Hot Wheels? Too?
Maybe. I'd have to look into it. But Bobby says he put an order for a case of Motu Bismol. It'll help with all your issues of shipping. I mean, when I'm shipping in my pants, I always prefer to have Motu Bismol on hand. I actually just made the joke that Motu Bismol for all your whining and crying folks.
Yeah.
Because, some people, like, I take everything on a chin. I might complain. I might be grumpy about a few things overall. But, I mean, for the most part, I'm really happy with the state of where we are, where toy collecting is. Do I wish it was cheaper? Yes. I mean, all of us can relate to that. But I mean, overall, I'm really happy with where we're at in collecting in this new golden age of Motu again. And who knows when this bubble's going to burst? It's probably coming real soon. Where we're all just like, okay, guys,
try not to think about it.
Really forcing it down our throats right now.
I would like at least another 2 to 2.5 years. Ideally,
hoping
that
it
would be
keeps going.
awesome.
I mean, they've got a slate at least full for those years. What you got there, Brick? What you got?
I
G.I. Joe.
Ooh,
saw
I know
somebody
that
on
one.
the Cabal, on the Mythic Legions Cabal, using this head, and I was like, who is that head? This
Maskless
is
Batwoman.
yep. Why are you not
Yep.
focusing? How do
Oh, Batwoman. Very good.
like a Batman Beyond kind of deal? But I was
Yep.
really into the head, and
I've seen that head being used for a custom McFarland Lois Lane.
And I love the head, and I love the body. The body I feel like is kind of Horde-esque. Like I feel like you know I could freak that out pretty easily.
Oh, you're still like a bit of a Horde logo there.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. That's what it is. I bought it for like it's a McFarlane figure, so you can find it fairly cheaply.
Yeah,
in different places, but it's pretty cool. You know, it's
well, even full price, it's still a very nice priced figure. Yeah.
Anyways, not to interrupt, but as far as the whining and the what did you call it, the Motu Bismol, man, it's a trip. I mean, we're you guys said it. You know, we're in a good place as far as like where toys are at and what's available. But you know, on a related note, there was kind of an issue with Mythic Legions recently. You know, I actually ordered some of those trolls. I don't know if you're familiar with the big old like 11-inch trolls that they have. They did an All-Stars like sort of wave of just the trolls and re-released some stuff. They came out, and apparently they came into Four Horsemen and they realized, oh crap, they're supposed to come with extra heads, but the heads weren't in there, and you know they realize it. Anyway, the Horsemen do what they do, which is like they're super awesome. They communicate. They're like, this is what happened. This is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna solve it. You're still gonna get the heads, everything. But I kind of just, you know, in the Cabal, I think it was this morning. Again, people just leaving these like incredibly negative comments, and I get it. People are frustrated, but it was just sort of like, how does this even happen? And tell us the truth. This kind of like feeling of just like, you know, where's the pitchforks? To which I respond is like, you know, I mean, what you're looking for, need a little justice in your life? Like, what's going on? And but yeah, you know, I just get called oh yeah, yet another apologist for the Four Horsemen. I'm just like, okay, I'm just saying, in the case of all the sort of like drama with toy companies and toy fans recently, if anything, like the small producer like the Horsemen, they're like super upfront with things. They communicate. We're not talking about, you know, Mezco and their like 2-year waits on you know, the Batman 89 or whatever, like where they'll communicate. And in fact, actually, I think Jeremy Gerard this week, like kind of explained everything, went on the show, on Mythic Customs show. And it's just amazing to me, the need for, what'd you call it, Motu Bismol right now. And I guess, like you said, I take it on the chin, just kind of go with it. But I don't know. It just seems like there are some folks who really want people to be frustrated with them and angry with them and like, and get upset. Like, you know, we'll do the whole name calling thing if you try and challenge them or make them pause and think a little bit about it. I'm just like, you know, I don't know. It's just kind of like, where are we?
I mean, what more can you do? They caught the mistake, and they told us all about it, that they'll be sending the heads separate there and what have you. And I guess we can't always get magic coming out of our fingers and what have you and such.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not one to like grab a pitchfork and a torch and go after a company. I will ask a company questions or try to hold them accountable. I appreciate when the company responds in some way. I will say I have, like, when those orders got canceled, I made a post and I tagged Mattel and I tagged Masters. I never got any kind of response or anything from them. Now, that could be because it wasn't a widespread issue. Like, again, it may have just been a few handful of people that were trying to get more than they could. Maybe they were using an alternate account and getting more shipped to their house. And they realized, hey, all of this is going to the same address. And boom, they're like, all right, now we're going to cancel this order. That may have been what happened. I don't know. But I
You're talking
do
for
appreciate
you're talking
canceling
about the
camo
Mattel creation.
Yeah, the
With
camo
tagging Mattel and stuff on Twitter, they don't deal with Mattel creations. They always forward you to someone else.
But Masters typically does respond.
Oh, okay.
Like the social media account for Masters, if you hand out any kind of praise or you like everything they're doing, they are quick to respond, very quick. But they definitely will ignore any questioning. And like I say, I'm not trying to attack them or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just like a little bit of transparency and a little bit of accountability, in some ways. Like, again, if you're canceling people's pre-orders without any reason, well, why? What's really going on over there? Why do you have to cancel these pre-orders? What's up with that? I get it. If there was some kind of glitch in the system and the SKU went live several hours later, like it did in that one instance, and then you had to cancel all those people that ordered all those hours later. Which one was that? Coldar, Wondar, one of the Mattel
Wondar.
creations. Yeah, where it went live later, and then everybody who ordered it later, they canceled everything.
Wondar Plundar.
Yeah, the Blundar of Wondar.
Yeah.
But it's like
sale of $1 that popped up.
Yeah. So a couple things I'm pointing out here in the chat is we're starting off with Thanos Copter said, looks like a good base for a Despara costume, and I got to agree. Really does.
Despara custom, hell yeah.
Skelly saying clear communication is always better than yelling and pointing fingers. And I agree. And then Bobby's yelling and pointing fingers because that's what he will do. And this is why the three of us get along so well hosting a show together.
I just love how he visually showed us that as well.
He did. He had to. He had to visualize the whole thing. So my sister sent over the pictures to my IG, but unfortunately, if I try to pull that up on the IG on my computer, the desktop version of it says that I can't do that, mostly because the desktop version is kind of junk comparatively to the phone version. They definitely pour everything into the phone app and nothing else. So I saw the pictures and went and I did my usual Google searching in my Google Foo. And these are those master cars she's talking about. They're the ones that Eldor was bringing up about, like the big face look to it. Like, we got kind of this hot rod look here for Skeletor. That's really awesome. You got this Beast Man, like that's a beast of a truck. Freaking very Charger-esque kind of duster look for He-Man right here, which I'm digging. It's more like a Corvette body style, I'd say, for Tila. And then
Tila. I wasn't sure what that was meant to be, but
yeah, it's definitely Tila, because you know what?
The
I think I get it now. I said it was like a Corvette, but actually I think maybe they were going for a Mustang Cobra style because of her armor.
Cobra armor.
Cobra armor. Okay. And then you got more of a Man-at-Arms mixed between a van and a dump truck. Kind of thing going. I don't know. It looks awesome, whatever it is.
Should have gave Tila the dump truck for her dump truck.
Oh,
if you know what I mean.
Whoa.
I'm feeling dense right now, but okay.
Her butt.
Oh, yeah.
Is a dump truck, like it's full. Big.
She got that dumper. Whoa.
Maybe use a bit of an Ironhide, and transform.
Right, Bobby, go onto the Discord and get the Snake Mountain After Dark set up, buddy. We're gonna have to roll this show into there for that part.
Oh yes, Skelly's still working on the Snake Mountain, is he?
No, Skelly finished the Snake Mountain.
Oh, did he finish it?
He's still working on. He posted some updates on some Fright Zone work he's been doing. Getting more into the Fright Zone. Yeah. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, He just posted some recent updates that he was getting his groove back on, working on the Fright Zone, which is absolutely incredible. And he's got the playlist set up on his channel for the work he did for Snake Mountain. So if you haven't checked that out yet and you want to see some awesome stuff,
Yes, I've hit a bit of
I mean-
writer's block there as well on my Castle Grayskull I'm building. It's taking. I haven't got the motivation to get back onto it.
Yeah.
Now, Brick, hold Batwoman back up with her wings.
I gotta
like
say,
those wings.
like, credit where credit's due. I've
It's
got a couple
really
of
good.
McFarlane's, but this one,
I got a couple too.
yeah, I do, and I'm impressed by. Yeah, you've got a lot. I'm kind of impressed by this one, and I think a lot of it has to do with why is this not the minimalism of the character itself, right?
Pull it
You know,
back
so
just
like,
a little bit, Brick.
what's that?
Pull it back towards you just a little bit. And now slowly kind of move it forward. See if that'll help with the focus.
My only nitpick with those figures, and it's the same thing with the Origins Buzz Off. Now that character looks really cool as it is, but if you turn it around, the biggest flaw of all is the way the wings overlap like that. And on the Origins Buzz Off, it has this giant plug-in pin where the plastic wings are so thick they overlap. Now on that one, it's actually better, but I believe on the actual Batman Beyond Batman, they're two separate holes on the back.
Oh, I see.
I do
like sort of on the shoulders.
Yeah, but I do like how there's the peg slot for the arms.
Yeah, I'm again, I wasn't planning on using this for Batman Beyond, but again, I think a lot of it has to do with it's a relatively sleek black outfit. There's a bunch of lines, but they're clean.
And I also hate how my brain works when you said, "Oh, this could be a cool Dispara custom."
Thanos, yeah.
My brain already started to build the custom of what figures I would need, and I already have the list.
Well, yeah, that's what I was like. Oh, what head would I use? I could use a Hordak, maybe. Because again, for Dispara, I'm thinking not necessarily the unmasked one. I was thinking of the full-on Hordak head type one. What were you
for
thinking?
her for her unhelmeted, you could go two ways. The cheaper way would be get the version 1 Masterverse Tila and just paint her hair blonde, or you go into it's one of the new waves of the GI Joe classifieds. I think it's
Zorana.
Zorana, yes.
Oh, that
because she kind of has the
so
more shorter kind of. I don't want to say butch haircut, but I mean that short spiky hair, and the head.
She's got the flop going on. Let's face it.
Okay.
She's got the flop haircut.
And
she's pulling a John Connor circa 1992, and it's all good.
Yeah, but that head, and then in the Warhammer 40K, there are some female figures where she's got this belt with like a. It's like a cloth thing that goes down the middle, and some of those armor pieces you could attach those on. And looking at my figures,
Bud's got this all planned out already.
Yeah,
Wonder Woman from the right here. Let me grab it. You could use the boots and the lower arms from this figure here.
Oh yeah, see, I have that
so
one.
Are these
this lower arms
with the fur?
Nope.
Oh.
These are armored boots. But you could definitely paint those up in a black scale.
Sure.
And that would look really cool.
Yeah, I agree. So,
I've already built it.
Where did you find this gorgeous Batwoman figure?
Indeed.
It was $12. Where I'd have to look on my phone. I believe even on Amazon, it's like 15. But I think I kept digging to some place that I'd never ordered from to find it for 12.
Sometimes you find some really good deals when you dig on those places you've never looked at before.
Yeah.
Amazon had really good, and sadly, Dorkside Toys, now that they're going under, they had some really good sales.
That kind of reminds me. I wonder if those sales are still going on Amazon that were the other day. Because,
But then again, at times Amazon can be really stupid. And I see the McFarland as real Batman for $62, but you get a $4 coupon.
Now I've got apple bottom jeans.
That was the whole reason I did it. Boots with the fur. Gotta be them Walmart jeans and the boots with the.
Hold up. I think I lost audio.
Oh no.
Sorry, I got one back.
Hey, look.
Sorry, Skelly. I thought you were. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Oh no, I you didn't miss it. I said I was trying to find it. Where the place was. I do know that I saw it. Let's see. Oh no, I did end up getting it through Amazon. Let's see.
Yeah, Amazon, it is currently at $14.02. With a alternate buyer's choice of $9.50 and $4.78 shipping.
I think that's what I ended up doing was like, oh, other options, and I think I got it for 12. But that's $9. There you go.
Always check other options.
Mm-hmm. Who's that $9 through? Or like some rando thing through Amazon?
Yeah. It was one of the other options. I didn't read who it was from, but
this is dangerous. Now it's showing me other things that I'm interested
in. Actually, one thing I saw, which was I don't need it, but it's like at that price, it's like, can I say no to it? The Walmart exclusive Batmo Beast that has a Batman packed into it. It is $25. I'm just like,
which is half off.
I mean, the vehicle's too big. Yeah, the vehicle's too big, obviously, for me to display. But the annoying thing is that the Batman comes with the scythe, and all the Batmans of that type I have are the other carded version that came with the guitar and Darkfather Build-A-Piece. So I don't have the scythe, and I want the damn scythe, but the single carded versions of that figure are like $35.
Right.
And my brain is like, ooh, but no. Right.
That's so funny. While I was handling my real world stuff, which was like a short version is an unnecessarily heavy phone conversation. But while I was in said heavy conversation, I was also on my phone surfing to kind of escape. And folks were talking about that on the GDL Discord, and I was looking at that thing, $25. It's also pretty big. But on that GDL Discord, there are folks showing sort of Geek Dead Life Discord. Folks are showing customs that people have done with it. Oh, some amazing stuff for classifieds. With like
getting warm there, Eldor.
Yes, a touch warm. A little bit of a headache.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, all good. But that thing seems pretty versatile, man. It looks great. It's like it's a skeleton kind of vehicle, and you could, if you had the interest, you could customize that into something pretty cool. See if I can bring up some of these things. Anyway. But yes, that's where I saw that as we were talking.
Yeah.
I've been scared from cutting up their own. Because they're full of art, they're full of
Yeah, I was gonna ask, I had to jump off. What did people end up with their arts and crafts? What did you all end up with?
So, okay, what I've got is a basic layout, but I know it's going to take. I'm way too distracted with trying to keep up the chat and chat with everybody and do things, so I'm gonna have to work a lot more of it. But the idea of the show was to give people an idea of what to do with their spare card backs.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just sitting on them, or like with Gamerbud and myself, we both did the same thing. We just kind of opened up our Wondar box and put them in there.
Yep.
I think I might do like a layout like this.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'll do like cover page, and then I'll just do the whole layout.
Now, are you going to fill up the whole thing where like none of the white page shows, or are you going to leave a little space to write something?
Again, I might fiddle around with it more. depending on how I really want to do this. But yeah, like that's definitely a possibility that I might go with.
I was thinking of having 4. Oh, sorry.
Who are you up to there,
Oh.
Oz? Cutting
Well,
out there.
I cut out those 2 and I cut out the cross sells, but then I was trying to keep up with the chat and everything.
Oh, okay.
And it takes 2 hands to cut steadily. And then, you know,
Well, I was
manning
just
the chat, I only have 1 hand because I got to click with my mouse.
Oh, I see.
So
Yes,
I will
was just-
definitely get through some more off
So
camera.
he's all done. Oh, very good.
But
And what did you have there, Eldor? You were sort of showing. Was it?
I was just up to cutting my antenna out there. I was just saying how Oz was going on, who he was cutting out, or who he'd just done there.
well, I might do a couple more. I don't know. I'm thinking I might.
I've only got 2 left.
You've only got 2 left. See, he's been working steady this whole time. We haven't seen it.
Although, sorry, I still got the deluxe 3 of the deluxe packages there to go. So
Yeah.
2 extended ones left.
But no, I was definitely see now for the full card backs for figures from Mattel Creations, I decided those guys get their own page.
Oh, yes.
You know, because if I'm going to put those in the scrapbook, they're going to get their own page. And
Yeah.
I'm probably going to do something like special, like a write up on the side of it.
I was going to do that with all of mine.
Yeah, yeah. Or like I might even the shipper box they come in, like do that on the reverse side or something. Like maybe try to cut it down the corner. That looks great.
The effect parts on the bottom, like that is worth it alone.
Yeah, that right there sells me on that figure alone.
Because those
Look at
peg
that.
holes are the same peg holes for Origins. So if you have the Mysteries of Grayskull set and you have that spacesuit, attach those to the bottom of the feet, and if you put them up on stand, you can like launch up into the air. Stratus's feet, since he does have the jetpack, and I believe in the 2000X he even had little. Didn't he have little jets that came out of his feet too, or was it his
Stratos?
arms? Yeah,
I think
I know he had the jets that came out of his hand or out of his backpack. Did he have his hands too, like on the back of the thing where the wings would flip forward? Didn't he have a little stream of
I think maybe
air push?
I think so because
I
I
don't know
seem
his
to
feet.
remember images of him with his arms up and like smoke coming from him. So
You could also do Hordak. One Mattel Creations I would love to see is do the blue Hordak, but have a pack-in of the little rocket ship that he like turns into that he did in the cartoon, and put the little flame effect on, like attachable flame effect. That would be really cool. I'm like looking through all my figures I could possibly use it. Roboto, maybe. Ooh, Ram Man. Even though flames don't shoot out of him, but when he launches and you pose him in the air, put the flames on the back. Yeah. You could also maybe it might fit into the plug. Actually, no one. There's no plug at the end. Dan, I wish the tip of Trapjaw's blaster had a hole in it, because you could fit that in kind of, or replace the arm with the oh no, that's Kane.
Actually, though, if you check it out, but it's like so it's got.
Oh, they're connected. Okay.
Yeah, there are 2 pieces connected, so it's kind of like it's
you
coming
could
out
still
of
do the feet though.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, because I was almost thinking, but it was a different character, but Kane from the WWE Masterverse that Oz has comes with a flame effect.
he has a flame effect, but it's got a hole on the inside of it because it sits over top of the gun. It doesn't stick into the barrel of the gun. It sticks over the top. However,
does it fit on Trapjaw's blaster gun?
No, only Roboto's, because his is the Roboto style.
All right.
But some hot glue, a little bit of orange, you could make these effects.
I'm gonna tell you right now, go buy multiple of those Batwoman figures for those effect parts, because eventually and hopefully multi-bot comes out. Every one of his feet gets a flame effect.
A flying
There you go.
multi-bot. That scares the crap out of me.
Because at first I was looking at Tenna with his 4 feet, but I was like, wait, no, multi-bot. Or do a Mega Beast.
Yes. Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait until they release a Modulok and a multi-bot, and everybody's making Mega Beast. Oh,
I
that needs
kind
to
of
happen.
wish the Origins Stridor had flat feet with peg holes, because when he gets up on his hind legs, put those under his feet so it looks like the boosters are pushing him up, so he's doing the hind leg pose.
That would
That'd be
really
cool.
make some neat geography. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm sitting there staring at mine. I looked at it and it's all hollow under there, but I could take some plastic plate, trace out the shape, cut it, and just glue it in, and then cut a hole in it for a peg hole and paint it.
See, I used the blaster picks off the Sky Sled there on Stridor. I mean, sorry, on Stridor on the Sky Sled. On the weak side.
I took the shooting effects from Stridor and put them on Castle Grayskull's turret.
Oh,
Because
yes.
that's good.
Ooh.
It actually looks pretty good on there.
We need like I mean, it'd be very niche and probably wouldn't sell, but like the fans, like the more hardcore fans, or you know, that know the mini comic, I wish they would sell the original cannon that was on the castle and not the turret. I want the laser cannon.
Yeah.
Sell some different effect parts and ones that are like different like lengths. Since in some of them, like it's, I think it was like Beastman was on it, and he was shooting He-Man, and he was like down on the ground. It was like a couple 100 yards away, but at least make it like maybe 5 or so inches long, and make one that's like 2 inches, and also maybe pack in a more mini comic spirit of the castle.
Wait a minute here, guys. Somebody else who you always see everywhere in the chats, but we don't often see in Ostradamus Toys live chat.
Oh.
Pop
Actor
has finally made it to a live.
Hello.
After months and months. Pop Actor.
I've seen them in so many other things. See him in Hebrew, Geek Dad Life. I think maybe Fans of Power. Maybe.
Well,
maybe not. But he's like everywhere.
Yeah. I'm always running into Pop Actor, and he's always like, "Yeah, man, I'll be coming over. I'll be checking out your stuff." And now he finally has shown up in the chat. Glad to have you here, Pop Actor. Glad you make it one of the lives.
Welcome.
So, Mattel gives us a wave of 4-pack of Cyclone, Spikor, Rio Blast, and Too Bad. We're almost completed. Wait.
That 4-pack would be expensive.
I was going to say, is this a 4-pack that we know is coming, or is?
I hope not. I mean, as much as I want those figures, I would not want those in a like Rio Blast alone is going to be a deluxe. If not, he'll be one of the like, not like the deluxe packaging, but he'll have one of the boxes similar to like probably a packing with a vehicle with all the extra guns and stuff.
And then we have to still coming the Snake Man wave, I think.
And Cyclone is one of those, like, I don't mind when certain gimmicks aren't included, but if Cyclone does not spin, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's made Black Phoenix even pop back up into the chat a little bit more because he had quieted down. Good to see you again, guys. This is great. This is great.
Because, like, I'm okay with, like, you know, Mechanic not having the effect or the, you know, gimmick because he always has to be turned sideways for his neck to be out, so posing with that would suck. Rattler at least has the rattle inside, so that's nice. Even though the neck is what it is. And I don't like the way Mechanic has the molded bottom part of his neck, because I would like to eventually buy another one on clearance and then double stack the heads, but I can't do that now, and that
Of course,
sucks.
you're going to get that bit of ring there for the neck at the base on if you put two together, I think.
I would have to heavily customize it.
Yeah.
So Black Phoenix is making sure that he says Extendar better be able to extend or I won't be happy.
Yeah.
I'm worried about that one because of what we have seen from Ratlore and what we have
Well,
seen from
Mechanic.
the thing that sucks with that, though, too, is like the feet extend right where you pull the boots off. So either it'd have to extend from the lower knee part, but it wouldn't be able to extend very far because the peg hole is in. It would have to be plug-in boots. It would have to be.
Yeah.
Now it could still extend. No, the head wouldn't work either.
Well, here's the thing. If it extends, how do we make sure it locks into place? Right? Because you want to make sure that you sit there and you extend his joints out, right? Whatever. Say they put the feature in from like that calf cut for the boot down, and they put in that for, about mid forearm out kind of deal. If you do that, you got to make sure you have at least some piece in there to keep it popped out and staying out and extended. Because I know a lot of those toys, over time, they'll pop out.
Yeah.
And then they don't. They just don't stay out. They'll immediately fall back because it's like normally a little piece of plastic.
All right. I think I found a fix. I don't know how long the extensions were on the feet for those figures, but for Extendar. But looking at He-Man here, if I try to pull off his boot. He-Man
can't take off his shoes. He's got to wear them at all times.
Nope, that's not coming off. Yeah, I'm not going to rip it. But okay, so you all know there's like a peg at the top of the boot.
Yes.
What if the extension is down in here and it's only about that tall, but it pulls and then locks? You can still pull the boot off, but it's the peg itself that extends out. They could do the same with the neck, because the neck is on a ball joint, and this long pin that goes down in, that could extend out. And the waist, of course, this pin here, you know how it goes down to about inside the leg, about halfway, that pin part could pull up. So that's maybe how they could. Mattel, listen, please.
Are you saying that it extends from within?
Yeah, from within the boot. The pin extends out.
Yeah.
Sure.
It could still have the function. Although I would worry about breaking.
It would definitely be a weak point and a stress point.
Yeah.
It would definitely be a stress point.
It's something to look into.
But
either that, or they'd have to build. They would give a second boot, separate pair of boots, but the pin in it is a lot longer.
Yeah,
that's the other way it would be done.
So, Pop Actor does bring up that Mattel could have made an action on mech. They did with Ram Man, Battle Armor He-Man, Flying Fist He-Man. I mean, let's face it. Yeah, those deluxe figures definitely carry the play features of the old.
They do carry my only nitpick with that, Ram Man's ramming, it was there, but also he did a little bunny hop, where the other one you could hold it, push it in, and then let go, and it would actually launch. This one just kind of.
Yeah. You do it, and he does that bunny hop and falls over.
Yeah.
Because they found
now
a way
Flying
to
Fist.
add.
Those ones were really good, like Flying Fist and Terraclaw.
I've yet to
those
get
ones
mine
worked
yet,
really good.
So I haven't experienced those ones. Sadly. Sadly, I have not experienced those ones yet.
But yes, of course, with the new figures there, they have all the elbow joints and the knee joints. So I don't know if that would hinder
Got
the
the spinning
extension
shield.
parts, but sure, if they could find a spot in the boot to extend out, then sure, yes.
So there you go. This works really good, and what's really nice about it, and it's if you don't know about it first, you're really worried about it. When you move the arms, they're kind of on ratchet.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
So at first you're like, "Oh gosh, did I break it?" But no.
Right.
Oh, the sword came out of his hand.
So earlier, Bobby had mentioned about like they better change his name if he doesn't extend, and Black Phoenix has come up with the, hey, look, let's just call him Clip-On if we got to attach parts to make
Yeah.
him. I could get down behind that. I mean, not that I'd really want to, because he should extend, but
Yeah, but we do know from these, from the Masterverse and classics, like the features are sort of implied, I guess. I'd be happy if they, just gave us alternate parts like they kind of done with Mechanic. I hear
agree.
you though. I would love if they, had this cool like extending feature.
But then-
But I'm thinking like Hordak, right? With the Masterverse Hordak, they actually made it so that you can pop out his arm
Yeah.
on either side more easily. I wonder if they could essentially give us different legs or parts. And I just saw a review on Toy Habits of the Masterverse Roboto, and so that one has a removable arm.
I
So
love
like
that
they
figure.
probably build a piece specifically for Extendar if they go down that route.
My biggest gripe with that figure, and I swear I saw a promo picture where they had it fixed, where
Roboto?
he's got the it'd be the right hand that holds the gold half of the sword, or the one that's from pre-Turnia, and the left hand holds the sub-Turnia one. In the show, it glowed purple. And I swear there's a promo picture of him holding a transparent purple one. And the fact that they're both gold annoys me to no end.
Well, there was the very weird early Comic-Con release of Scareglow,
Oh, I hate that sword.
where it had the two halves of whatever that was supposed to be that clipped
separated,
into a
they're
singular,
okay.
but it was just, God, it looks so
But
off.
together, oh, so bad.
So Thanos Copter brings up controversial opinion. I like the clip-on neck better than the waist turn, and I can understand that. With
No.
Mechanic, I can understand because of, just like you said, Gamer Bud, twisting him, having the waist twist to extend his neck. There are a lot of toy photographers. So you've always got to have him in a specific position if you want to get pictures with his neck out. Whereas with a detachable neck, you can have him face you head on and still have his neck fully extended. So it can allow for more posability and stuff. But being the idea that Origins is supposed to be more about the love letter to the originals, I feel it would have been more appropriate had they done the twist or done the gimmick, and I get that some gimmicks, they're just kind of like, nah, we want you to have the modularity that everybody's enjoying, but we're also going to give you as close to the gimmick as you can. And I agree. My son loves the modularity of these figures. He loves doing pop and swap.
Yeah.
Which is why I was really hesitant with him playing with Father Christmas today and the Headless Horseman and my new Barbarian builder. Because although, yes, there is pop and swap with it, he is rough. Daddy will be gentle with it, and Daddy will use some heat to, if it's feeling a little tight, make sure that I can pop it out a little easier. I'm still talking about toys here, guys. Okay, I'm still talking about toys here. This is not Snake Mountain After Dark. So,
you just went and made it weird.
I just realized the litany of words escaping from my mouth and how this could be used against me later. So, in any case, though, like, yeah, it was one of those things. I didn't want him starting to pop off all the little pieces and then break a peg off in one of the joints because he wanted it and it didn't want to. But in any case, though, he loves that feature with the Origins toys. He will spend an hour and a half alone, not even doing anything, but just making up characters by popping and swapping pieces. And I gotta say, hey, if that's how kids want to play with this line, and that's how kids get into this toy line these days, versus how we were all into the gimmicks because that was just what was available. You know, and mind you, that's not a complaint because we loved them. Every one of us loved them. Otherwise, we still wouldn't be talking about them 40 years later. But, you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, if that's going to keep the kids getting into this line, keep them playing with the toys, then I want them to play with them any way they want to, because I want to be here 40 years from now, going into my 80s, talking about how awesome Masters of the Universe has been my whole freaking life.
Yeah, I mean,
and how
again,
it's changed.
Unpopular opinion, like, I don't know. I think for Masterverse, which is supposedly more of the adult collector line, cool. If you know, prioritize trying to make it sort of look good, posable, etc. So take the play features out, do clip-on, whatever. Origins, if they wanted to start going that way, like, I would understand it. But as you're saying, I'm just trying to think about like how kids are playing. And the reality is like for us, you know, in the 80s or whatever, being able to like press something and have something happen was really exciting and really cool. But when I think about what my kids have access to, whether it's on a screen or whatever, what they can, you know, play and make these amazing things happen, they're not so impressed by if I turn the waist, his arms go like this. They're just not. Like, they're used to these other things. However, as you pointed out, your son being able to take these things apart and make something of their own, that's like again, we talked about this with Mythic Legions. That's how my kids are with Lego, right? And this idea of like, this is my world and I'm gonna make them the way I want them. It's kind of like why, you know, both of you are really into like making customs, but it's just a little bit easier, right? And this notion of I'm gonna build my character, I see that being a pretty popular sort of like selling point for a lot of kids. I could see that. I don't know. That's just my take on it. I agree with you. Anything that we can do to kind of make it more interesting for kids these days, then
Right.
then
And
why
well, the
not?
truth is, you know, kids these days are more. We were all growing up. Video games were like the new hot thing. Video games were coming out. Video games weren't the established market they are now. We still had a lot of toy time growing up. But it seems that these days, kids are like almost immediately going right into video games. And I'm not saying that screen time is bad or anything like that. You know, I let my son get his fair share of screen time, absolutely. But I do feel that it almost limits your creativity just a little bit. Whereas I feel like toys and play habits and stuff like that expands your imagination and adds to that. And I don't want to see that go away. So real quick, Skelly's hopping out. Gotta head out, guys. See you tomorrow.
Later, Skelly.
See you, Skelly.
See you.
And then we've got Bobby saying, see you, Skelly. I'm heading out also. See you guys and gals. He's heading back to Snake Mountain after dark.
Nice.
He's going to start off the after show without me. Black Phoenix's Nostradamus Toys After Dark.
Yes, but the young ones here in Eternia, they're mostly into sky sled jousting. It's rather a dangerous sport, but they're all up in that, in the sky and what have you.
Oh, nice. Now, does the head fit nice in the peg holes on?
Oh, it fits right in. It's not, you don't get the, I mean, it, you know.
So what body is that there?
Because I know some of the figures have smaller peg holes. Yeah.
Right. It's McFarlane, so it's got that dumbbell that I don't know if you could, I was struggling to figure out how to get out. And
yeah. Got to soak it in hot water and pliers and just pop it out.
Yeah, and I didn't have any pliers. I was like, what do I got?
I actually have a little plug-in kettle sitting next to my desk that I just plug in. I have water in it and just pour some in a cup and pop the figures in.
I didn't even heat it up. It was just more so I couldn't get something to grip it. I had like little tweezers. I'm like, how am I going to do this? And I took essentially a twist tie, wound it around there and just yanked it
Oh.
out.
So is it a mythic body there, sir?
This is a Mythic Legion's body.
Yep.
This is the head, and I mean it's on there, and we get full movement and everything. It's not a true ball, so I mean it's not a true whatever receiver,
socket.
what you call it. Yeah, it's not a true socket, so it's not fully wrapped around it. It's just sort of like sitting on there, but it's not falling off either.
Okay.
And you can get the full posability for the most part. But I don't know, it looks pretty damn awesome on a mythic body.
I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely
Because I
agree.
think the peg holes for G.I. Joe Classifieds, are they a little bit smaller? I've never owned one, but I know the heads are similar size to McFarlane.
That's it.
Because the only thing I have is Hasbro Power Ranger figures, and I think the Green Ranger peg hole is just a tiny bit smaller, but not much. Like you could heat up the head and plug it in.
I don't have a classified on me. I think I have one in box that I was going to say. I have a
And I don't even know
Destro that's not here.
I don't even know
But
if the Power Ranger and G.I. Joe have the same peg holes or not. But they're both Hasbro, so I don't think they would.
Right.
But Oz, I sent you a photo.
I am bringing it up now, brother.
Okay. So on the whole Mechanic thing, the reason why it won't work, on the left here, this is a Origins figure taken apart. This person is doing a custom one where the head will extend. But because of the socket for both arms and the angle that it's at, it would have to be a really thin or it just it wouldn't work.
The blue body,
the blue is the custom
body is that's a custom based on an Origin. Oh, I see. They took out they just tore out those sections.
They tore out the armpit, and the arms will plug in just as is. I believe on the upper white one where that peg slot is, they'll probably just glue that to the arm itself where the peg hole is. So the arms will still move, but it'll just be glued right into the base. The arm just won't be able to pull off anymore, and they'll probably shave it down a bit. So it'll fit. But that is why a lot of and also for even like the arms don't pull off, they still use the same size peg slots. So that sadly is why the Battle Armor, He-Man, Skeletor windows are so small. Which
I was going to say they're a lot smaller than what we were used to on the originals.
Thankfully, the Battle Armor Skeletor looks nicer because it has those straps to take your eyes away from that window.
Whereas He-Man's, it looks so much more noticeable that his is gotten really small.
I wanted, and of course, I'm not going to do it with this figure. I'll probably pick up another one, but I wanted to get another Battle Armor He-Man and sculpt a bigger window with some putty, just a little bit more sculpting on the outside, and take off the paint and just paint the M bigger. And then the flip part won't have, or the H, sorry. The H will have more of the center part that flips around. Sure. And then the sculpted side will have like the two sides of the H. So it'll still flip, it'll still have the action feature. It'll just like illusion-wise, it'll look like it's stretched out to where it should be. Because this is like my favorite version of He-Man, but this bothers me so much.
That it's smaller, that the window's smaller.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that they did. I never saw those. So those do rotate. Do the arms and head pop out like other Origins?
The waist does. The head does. The arms do not come out.
They don't,
because they had to shave down that plug on that other picture, so that otherwise this would have been even like smaller. So they had to take out that feature to make that work. So that's why with the Flying Fist He-Man, the waists do not pop off because it has that twist feature. So Cyclone could work. Just the waist will not be able to come off. And I'm hoping it has something where it's just on a looser waist thing. Like the waist could even still pop off, but just make the connection a little bit bigger on the top part and make the peg more rounded so that you could take them like this and just use your finger and like spin them. And he spins
I'm okay
around.
with it too, not spinning, but I'm with the waist not being removable. But I'm curious now that they've sort of built that into all the figures, even with that battle armor. Do you get kids and adults now who are like expecting to take it off and are like gonna force off the arms and break the figure?
When I
Like,
first
how
got
come
mine,
I can't get this arm out?
But
When
I
I
think
first-
Mosquito was the same there. He had a smaller
Yeah.
chest window there.
yep. Yeah, Mosquito definitely has a much smaller emblem than the original
sword
Mosquito
is
had.
I thought I lost a sword.
But I actually first got I had 2 of the Rise of Evil 2-packs, and then I also had
I still want to get a second one.
extra. Go on to Amazon right now; they're on sale.
Yeah, they're $15, I think.
Yeah, as opposed to
But-
the usual 30. So
Yeah,
it's a pretty good deal. But
That's great.
yeah,
it's sad.
2
I only
figures
want
for
a
the price
second
of one.
one. I only want a second one because I want to get 2000X Skeletor and put the cape on
Yep.
him and swap out the head.
I will be doing that with my own and leaving
'Cause
my battle
I like the armor.
Keldor figure.
Because that figure also comes with the darker armor and it has the blue feet. And the blue feet is important. I love that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I tried to pop off the arms on my second battle armor Skeletor to put Keldor's arms on because he's got the bracers. He doesn't have the fins that Skeletor had. And I realized they weren't coming off. And then I looked at the little paper thing and noticed that the arms on that one don't come off. And I was like,
That's
okay,
what I was going to
makes
ask
sense.
you. They tell you that the arm, like,
They
what do they tell you?
do.
Not the first ones that came out because they
Nope.
didn't have that sheet in there.
They didn't have the sheet.
Okay.
But the
Okay.
second one that I bought later did. So it's like something that they were like, we're going to start putting this in there. And I bet you they started doing it for that exact reason. People were trying
Now,
to pop the
don't
arms
get
off
me wrong.
and they couldn't.
Yep.
Don't like quote me on this, but I believe, and I would try it with like an extra figure, you can heat up the battle armors and take the arms off.
You can heat up the elbow joint and pop if you want to add the bracers from Keldor to a battle arm to make a battle armor Keldor, you heat up the elbow joint and you could pop the forearm right off and then do the same on the other. Here, I'll be right back.
Oh, I don't think is Thanos still there? You mentioned I've tried. I'm curious what you tried. Oh, I guess it'll spin.
So I tried to take the arms off, maybe.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's still on. Anyway. Oh, to pull the arms off.
And actually, that makes the shield for the battle armor Skeletor easier to put on because the Skeletor has little fins on the arm. The shield is a pain in the ass to pop on. Because there goes my.
Yeah, pop actor, you've got like that muscle memory, right?
Flip
that muscle memory of wanting to spin this thing and
flip your mic down. I think there we go.
Now you can hear me.
But yeah, on mine, it's a pain in the ass to get that shield on.
Did you paint that shield?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I was gonna say.
I also painted all the little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna
just
say,
a little bit extra paint.
That's awesome.
I should have also painted the skull, which I think I'm going to go back and do. Ooh, I am at 5%.
Oh no,
battery.
We're going to lose.
I totally forgot. I looked at him like, oh no, it started to flash. I just saw it turn red.
At some point, we'll probably have to go.
Yeah. But it's been real fun.
Yes, it has, bud. Thank you.
And I'll definitely stay in the chat.
Yes, I was going to say there, Oz, that I've got a bit of a headache. Getting a bit worse there.
Oh goodness!
So
I'm terribly sorry, Elvis.
I'm signing off there, maybe.
Yeah, he might have a heat stroke in that mask.
Yes, I was about to. I think summon a bit of a quits there myself, but I got all my single cards cut except for the bigger Grislaw here, which it has a bit of a fuller arc there than the usual standard ones.
Yeah, that one's got to get its own page in the book.
That one's really good looking.
definitely got to get its
And
own page.
then I'll be getting a spare $1 there soon from the made to order, so he's like pretty much the same.
Oh no.
Yes.
No, wait. Oh, never mind. Okay. Just a piece of dirt. I thought my paint scratched. But speaking of little extra paint.
Yeah. The little
Get that-
bit really helps.
The fur,
Oh, yes.
the
I mean,
boots.
that's the thing with these figures. There's a lot of really great details that they put into these things. They just don't. You don't see
the
them because
best
they're not
one-
painting them. Or,
Yeah. Not doing any kind of wash or anything with them.
Mhm.
And
This
it
one's
just,
the best. I love
Yeah,
this
look
one.
at that. I mean, yeah, it looks so much.
Even
That's
the
great.
cuff,
a lot better, a lot nicer.
the gem on the head, and then I took her head off, folded the hood back, and popped the head back on. I even painted the eyes. But I
Yeah, the
like
snake
Tila
hoodie.
with the armor, but I like her head showing and just bend the armor back. Did a little
Did you
bit
do
of painting
anything
on the
to her
staff.
face?
Wow, that looks good, they say.
Nope,
But did you? No, nothing. Okay,
nope. And then again, the boots.
she looks great. Yeah.
And then underneath too, I painted the armor white because it was kind of an off-white, and then I painted the fur collar, which you can kind of see here.
Yep.
It's
So I
funny now
believe
that
that
you
was
have
yellow.
that, when you've got that sort of gold trim or outline on her armor, it reminds me of Rattler.
Yeah, and what's really weird
Which
is
is
every
kinda
time I go and I see these figures like on Amazon and whatever,
Uh-huh.
I like look at the original version and I'm like, is that thing missing some paint? Because I'm so used to looking at this.
Yeah.
Same
Right,
with
but
like
that's a really
Hordak.
well done job.
Hordak even. I did the lines under the eyes with a pen,
Yeah.
and then painted the ring around here.
Yeah.
Painted that red. Painted this silver and the boots up a little bit. And seeing it all black without the black under the eyes, I'm just like, that looks so off. And I realized I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I painted it.
So it looks
That's
really
awesome.
good. So
Are
again,
you good,
Black Phoenix.
Eldor?
Oh, you're still here, just
Eldor, if you want to hop off, buddy,
Yeah, dude, go.
you know, we
Yes.
definitely,
and I think I might call it a day in here.
yeah, we appreciate having you on and joining us tonight. But yeah, man, don't try to rough it out for the rest of the show if you're not feeling so
Right.
great, man.
It's a wise words there, sir.
Go sit in front of a fan.
Sign
yes,
off.
we
We'll
will.
see you later, brother.
Being on
Yeah,
my
Eldor.
Castle Grayskull, it's good to hang out with a few of you there. We'll see you some other time, I suppose. Just in the weather's not too muggy out here.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Go get some rest, man, and
Yeah.
we'll see you again soon.
Okay, well, happy scrapbooking for the rest of the time, and I'll stay on the chat maybe after having a bit of cold water there.
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. Take care,
Well,
Eldor.
Take care, man.
See you in a few moments. Bye.
All right. And that's also me going because now I'm down to 3.
Oh,
right,
man.
bud.
I was like, I want to see
Talk
more
to
of
you
your
later.
stuff. See you,
I
bud.
quick show off one more probably, and if I
There we
die,
go.
well,
We're gonna get
Do
one
it,
more.
do it.
one more. Okay. No, 2 more, 3 more. We'll go until I'm dead.
See,
I don't care.
God, the Man at Arms, I've
The
always loved
little
that
extra
armor.
paint. I do want to go back and paint around here, but
They're just
the head,
really,
I added the dots in, little lines here. The big thing was the cuffs. I paint matched. I mixed paint. It's
Mhm.
99% there. This is just a tiny bit bluer, but still. And then I painted the gem on that, and then the boots on that armor. Just added a little lighter gold,
Sure.
and then took a panel line pen and darkened that up.
those are
It
great.
helps. Like it really helps make the figure.
Mhm.
And I get that they can't have like, you know, people at the factory sitting there hand painting all these details. Otherwise, we'd be paying Super 7 style prices for, you know, figures that really shouldn't. But I mean, there is a lot of sculpted detail we just never get to enjoy.
Yep.
Painted the little claw thing on there. Painted the cuffs.
Yeah, like
the
how many?
spikes.
I bet you people have had that figure and never even noticed that thing on his hand.
Painted some whites in the eye so they popped a little bit more. and then repainted the teeth, and then added a little bit of black into the sides, so it's kind of makes the teeth pop more.
Love it.
And I think maybe I did a little, I don't know, on the original figure, there's a little bit of like black around the eye just to make it pop, because I think on this figure it was just lacking just a little bit on the paint. And then the last one, my favorite, my boy. No, two more. Screw it. Don't care. I liked the classic look where it had that sparkly kind of blue metallic paint. And I did some silver. And then I tried some glow-in-the-dark green paint. It glows for a couple seconds, but I thought that would be kind of cool. And then the boots, I added a little bit of silver and then some of that metallic blue. And then took some of the glow-in-the-dark blue or the glow-in-the-dark green here, and then in the eyes on the belt. And then on the side here, I blackened this glow-in-the-dark. And the big thing, eyebrows.
Yeah.
Drew them in.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely needs those eyebrows.
My more fuller custom, because this figure was ugly as hell. I gave him a visor.
Man, that's really some Gotcha Man stuff right there. Look at that.
So I took I probably, if I was smarter, I would have used like a Mountain Dew bottle, but I took the blister bubble and I cut out a shape for a visor that would fit, and then of course trimmed it. I super glued it down, but it was showing some of the super glue on the top part, so I took a plastic white strip and I made this to glue over it so you can't see it. Then I literally took a green Sharpie and just colored the front of it.
Okay.
That's just green Sharpie. And then of course painted up the belt, some of the armor. And then of course I did the boots in the same style. I did not do the glow in the dark paint. How do I make the paint stay on? So the paint I use actually stays on pretty good. I have not top coated these yet, because in my mind I'm never really finished painting them. I might want to add something later, and I don't want to do top coat on top coat on top coat because it'll look bad. But yeah, I just use I'll grab one of the bottles here. Monocolor. These little like miniature paints works the best. Mini paints.
Yeah, I've got what is it, Army Builder paints or whatever they're called?
The Warhammer paint I got. Also.
Yeah. And this is like a fairly new one. I don't know. The only bad thing I saw in the reviews was that it takes like 45 minutes of shaking to truly mix them properly. But they've got the little the ball bearings.
Yep, I have them saved. Like I'll add stuff to my cart and then put it in save for later. And I have the let's see here, the Army Painter paint mixing balls. They are 100 ball bearings, cost $12. You put one into each bottle and you can shake it really good, because the paint that I have there, I used it on a figure. I was doing a custom Harley Quinn. And the paint from the bottle matched the skin tone perfectly. And I shook the bottle, but when I painted it and it dried, it was a totally different color. It did not match. And I shook it, but I eventually took a little toothpick or like a needle, and I stuck it down in and stirred it, and then it fully mixed. But yeah.
Right. So my sister was asking if you prime.
Not yet, but I actually do have some prime. I just got some. Got surface primer.
Pop Actor was saying that his always chips off with the slightest touch. Black Phoenix was saying, I just use acrylic paint from Target. It never chips off.
Okay, this stuff does chip off, but the Warhammer or the Army Builder paint doesn't. I have never. The only chipping I've had, and just because this thing has fallen off my shelf so many times, I painted Source or Evelyn staff, and you can see
pull it back
a little spot there.
Yeah,
there's one little spot there.
Yeah,
but these things have fallen like at least 100 times. These have fallen off the shelf. I've shoved them all into the castle, So to save space when I wasn't displaying them, they rubbed up against each other. I think only Faker on his sword blade has it ever chipped once on the paint, but the other paint I have, let's see if I can find a bottle of it. Is it this one? This also works.
Okay. Mecha color.
The Vallejo, yeah. Mecha color paint. And then don't die battery, you son of a. Here we go. This is the best paint. I find this is amazing. This does not chip. Yep.
Yeah, it's the Army Builder brand. That was
A
actually what I ended up
little on the pricier side, considering, but well worth it. And the place I went to a local shop and they're selling the bottles for like, I think it was like $1.75 each. So that really wasn't bad.
nice.
But something I'm eventually going to work with, I got some epoxy sculpt.
Okay.
So like you mix both together. You can apply it for a couple hours. It'll get a little harder. Then you can take your tools and carve at it, and then let it dry. You don't have to bake it. You don't have to heat it up.
I was going to say, if you want some extra help with that, you've seen the kind of work that Masterversal Toy Hunter does. Eldor himself, my God, his sculpting skills are amazing.
Yeah, I used to work a lot with clay. I used to do sculptures and stuff, so
I knew some of your
I kind of want to get back into that.
Or use some sculpting. So
I'm down to 2. It's going to drop.
All right.
So I'm going to peace out.
Definitely.
I'll be in the chat though. So bye.
Right on. Peace, bud.
I want to do something with the back of this Keldor's hair.
Yeah.
Because one of the cool features about this version of Skeletor, he's got the, he's got the little holder for the sword. I don't want to call it a sheath. It's not really a sheath. It's just like a little piece to a harness. But with his long hair, it covers it.
Yeah. Trim it down a little.
Kind of trim the sides off a little bit maybe and make it look like maybe he's rocking a ponytail or something swept to the side. I don't know. But yeah.
I've been wanting to mess with that epoxy stuff too. I'm seeing people work with it. I was like, oh, that looks incredibly fun.
Yeah.
There's where just to kind of see what a Legion's head would look like on that,
on the McFarlane body. It's a pretty good batch.
Yeah, scale. Oops. There you go.
Well, it's because
it's not. It's not a.
Oh yeah, because it's not a ball joint. It's just a socket.
It's just sitting on the neck.
Right.
But I picked a sculpt with hair, but scale wise, it's cool. It works.
Yeah, it scales well with it. Well, they're both. No, McFarlane's more 7-inch.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit taller than Legion's, but it works.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. In terms of scale, I mess with things on my shelf, but when it works, I don't know. This thing, I'm really kind of impressed by how that's working.
I think that looks really, really good.
And I like
Father Christmas, he had a stare down today with new Eternia Beastman, and Connor made sure that nobody mess with Santa Claus.
I think I need to open up my Santa Claus, and I think I've uploaded anything to my channel in like a month, so the algorithm hates me right now. But I think I may jump on probably sometime tomorrow morning my time, and maybe just unbox that.
Shoot me the link. I will be there, brother.
Yeah. I mean, because my time's earlier than yours. So like right now, folks are dropping off, which I totally get. But it's like 9:30 here, so I'm like, yeah.
Oh, man,
but yeah, I might do that. I might. I'll hit you up, and then I'm gonna be doing that 2 p.m. Thing on Highly Articulated, which is kind of fun. Have you thought about your top 5? Are you going to be doing a bunch of like lists of top figures between now and the new year?
Well, as a matter of fact, on the next episode of the Power of Eternia podcast that Bobby and I are doing with Adam from Battle Ram blog, we're going to be actually talking about at least our top figures from each of the main Mo2 lines throughout the years. The only one we didn't really cover was the CGI, because I don't think any of us are really collecting that line. Like I've gotten some for Connor. Um, but none of us are like hardcore collecting the CGI toys. So, but like out of all the other lines, like classics and everything like that, we went through and we picked that. We've got a couple more episodes of Toy Frenzy before the end of the year. And yeah, I think we might have to go around New Year's and do something more of like a, hey, these are our picks for what we thought were like toys of the year type thing, kind of thing. Because yeah, this is our first year doing a toy show, and it's not something we had fully discussed early on. But Toy Frenzy guys, like we've got opinions outside of Motu, you know. But yeah, definitely wouldn't mind start talking more about what we really feel like. What were the highlights of the year really with toys? Because this was a big year all around.
Yeah,
Like
it
it wasn't
was.
just like, I mean, Mattel took everybody by storm with what they came out with. With everything they announced at San
Yeah.
Diego Comic-Con. Hasbro's been pumping classifieds, destroying it with the His Tank HasLab
Yep.
and crowdsourcing in general. Um, Four Horsemen, now that I'm paying more attention to them and what they're doing with Mythic Legions, getting more involved with that. Like, oh my God, those ogre builders earlier were like nuts,
Yeah,
and
the big old trolls.
yeah, the trolls, the troll ones. Like, I was admiring those from afar before I got my hands on that Headless Horseman, but even the Headless Horseman this year, and then getting Father Christmas too, like right on its heels. Like, they're all doing such great stuff, and and that's just those guys. Like, you still got everything that Super 7 was doing, or rather the hate that Super 7's getting more and more of. There's a lot to talk about in the toy world this year. So yeah, like doing those kind of like top 5 toys kind of thing is going to be great. So I'll definitely be tuning into that for tomorrow for sure. So
yeah, I've found it in thinking about it, like I have my favorites, but I've also sort of like realized I'm I think I come from like the Dan Larson school of thought when it comes to just like let me put a bunch of stuff on the table and figure out what I like. But you're right, there were a lot of really great things that came out, and then as people are seeing right now, there's a bunch of stuff that's coming in that people weren't planning on before the end of the year. All of a sudden, people are getting flooded with these pre-orders. So
they're like, we're good till next year, like first quarter next year. I'll have
yep,
rebuilt after Christmas, and now everybody's getting hit with it. And
yep,
it's like there is no chill because
no,
if this stuff's coming now, we're still getting stuff first quarter next year. We're not getting
yep,
anything
yep,
like January, February, but that's par course.
yep, yep.
But come March, April, like stuff that we weren't expecting until later next year is going to be coming out next year.
Yep.
Heck, even the leaked info from Snake Mountain, they were saying fall of 2023. That definitely said August. And I know that's only like a month before. That can make all the difference when you're trying to plan out a budget of how much you need to save and put off to the side for a specific item. I'm glad that the price range is right around what I was hoping it would be, like anywhere from $80 to $100. Like it could be more than Castle Grayskull with how much more they were showing they were putting into it.
Yep.
So, but it doesn't have to break your bank. Like Eternia was a lot more expensive, but again, there's a lot more going on with Eternia than
Yep.
with Grayskull and Snake Mountain. So it makes sense.
Well, as Carol points out, it is enough to make you broke.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's been a huge year. And I'm excited for what next year's still bringing. Like, even though a lot of what I was looking forward to next year has already come, but Rise of the Snake Men hitting early really kind of sucks. But
well, I'm going to be getting, a lot of sort of things that were ordered a while ago. I'm really looking forward to next year with all these things coming in. Again, those trolls, technically people are getting them now. I won't be able to be getting those till till January, because I get those delivered to work and work is closed. I'm waiting on those Animal Warriors of the Kingdom figures that'll be coming.
Those are so cool.
Yeah, and that's my nerd jam, like animals that can, hang out with humans. There's just a lot of course, more Legions coming in the All-Star 5 wave. I've got some of those coming in. So I don't know. There's a lot of cool things. Even that boar that I got. There's a boar by D20. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah. I've seen that.
I'm dealing with 5K on that. There's a little bit of an issue, but I can't wait to get that. Won't get that till January. So it's going to be an interesting 2023 for sure. But
I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see what I get up to. Beginning of this year, I had no plans of like really starting a channel or jumping in doing a toy talk show and getting more involved with the community. I was just having fun getting back into collecting toys. So I'm not only excited about what toys are coming, but what more am I going to get into with these things? Because I was like telling myself, like, you're only going to do Origins, and now I'm getting into like Masterverse. Now I'm getting into Mythic Legions a little bit more, like to the point where I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to try and swing. I don't know. There's been a little bit of buzz in the background about possibly Skelly, Bobby, and I all getting up to PowerCon.
Oh.
Mind you, the buzz was just minimal on Toy Frenzy, but it got me thinking.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I'm supposed to be I'm gonna work with Sean and Jesse and try to hit up Legions Con.
Yeah.
So, that is really, really I'm going to be more involved into the toy community than I certainly already have been, and I'm definitely going to be trying to do some different things. So, we'll see how it pans out. I do know I have some exclusive content coming. Well, it's going to be semi-exclusive. It might be a shared content with Skelly, but there's going to be more on that at a later date. Can't give too much away right now.
Love it.
But we got stuff like that coming. As a matter of fact, as we've been talking here, there's some chat going in the Toy Frenzy group chat between Bobby Skelly and myself. So we've got more on the way for all of you good folks as well who are part of the Toy Frenzy fam. So I wanted to bring this up that GamerBud mentioned again. He pre-ordered the Snake Mountain from Deep Discounts, and if you use a credit card, it does not charge you till it ships. But if you use PayPal, it charges you right away. And Pop Actor agreeing, good price for the Snake Mountain, and I got to agree. And hope we get the duplicate faker back again. Absolutely. Oh my God, yes. I want the maniacal mimics so bad. I want more of them. And he was also mentioning to you, I wanted them from Creations.
Yeah, the Horde Troopers. I was saying, Nick, I can't wait to see those in a Masterverse. Because I'm kind of building out my Horde, and I know that's coming in Revolutions. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Who knows what more we're going to get with the Horde, because already with just Princess Power, we got Hordak.
Right.
And on his box alone, they show off everybody else.
Yep.
And what they're going to look like. And like you said, Revolution being on its way, and we know Horde's going to have more of a presence in that. We could be getting like 2 to 3 Horde variants.
We know we're getting a Skeletor, right?
Yes. Yeah, that was leaked on Amazon for Mexico and South America.
Right.
Their Amazon had that listing leaked for the the Horde Skeletor.
Right.
There was no mention whether it was Horde Skeletor that we saw in Revelations during Evelyn's flashback sequences, or whether it's a newer style Horde Skeletor as we saw him getting infected with Motherboard,
Right.
which turned out to be the Horde
That's
at the
right.
end of Revelation. And I don't want to hear
Spoilers.
crap
I'm
about
kidding.
spoilers in there, folks, because if you have not watched it yet, that's on you, not on me.
Yeah, no, and did they actually show the Skeletor Horde in the, was it in the show or was that just in the comic?
What, with the Horde thing?
Yeah.
That was in the show.
Was it?
Yeah, at the
In the
very, very end
flashback?
of the show. Or yeah,
Okay.
the flashback sequence, he pops up and saves Evelyn in the alleyway, and
And he
it's
has
he's got more black accents than purple, and it's got
mhm.
the red trim around everything
Okay.
versus his
Okay.
usual more purplish look.
Got it.
I
'Cause
mean,
I
but he
know,
basically looked the same as Skeletor. He just had
right,
black and red.
right. And he's in the Art of book, and the concept art for him is in there. I just wasn't sure if that
Mhm.
actually made it into the show. But yeah, with that, I mean, I'm just assuming that we're gonna get Motu Revelation figures that are more Horde characters.
Yeah.
Because we know Horde X coming. I mean, that's a known quantity that he will be in Revolution, right? That is, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a known thing. Or am I making that up too?
No, I'm pretty sure that's accurate.
Yeah, because I know people are speculating. Is that what William Shatner is playing? And
I think that's pretty much all but confirmed at this point. I'm
okay,
pretty sure. But I'd have to double check, and honestly, I just don't feel
whatever.
like doing
I'm
all
just
that
having
searching
fun.
right now.
Yeah.
We'll just speculate for now. Yeah, we're putting it out there. It's just speculation, folks. Just speculation. But this is what
Anyway.
we're saying it's going to be.
Yep. And that's where I'm at. I told you I had that big robot from what was it? From Lightyear that I want to turn into a Horde thing. So I don't know. I'm into the Horde. I love the Horde. I love that sort of like faction of Motu, and they intrigue me because they definitely come in more from the sort of monstrous stuff, but also a little bit more of the sci-fi. So
they hit the horror genre all over. You got space sci-fi horror. You got your classic monster movie horror with them.
Yep.
Everything.
Yep.
Oh, Thanos Copter's holding out that Shatner's going to be Man-E-Faces.
Yeah, I like that idea.
That's
too,
another good one too.
He will just chew up the scenery. That guy.
He will overact the whole thing so well.
Perfect.
And that's what we need. Man, speaking of, I can't wait until we get that new Eternia Man-E-Faces.
Yes.
Oh my god, I want that figure.
That should be coming, right? What wave is that?
That's going to be on its way next
because they showed that. They showed that way back in
San Diego Comic-Con.
San Diego Comic-Con, along with a lot of the figures that we're now getting, like Batlin and.
I think they showed him before San Diego Comic-Con. I think that was back in like March.
Okay.
When they showed him off the first time. But it was like they didn't show how many different faces he had. It was only like the case of 3.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure he was actually back when they were doing those announcements, like when we saw Sunman for Masterverse for the first time.
Right.
And we saw that we were getting that alternate Tila. I think it was before Comic-Con that they dropped him and showed that he was coming.
The alternate Tila you're talking about, the one
that's
already
came
been
with
released.
Zor.
Yep.
Yeah, the one that's now out. Like pretty much everything from that has released, but I'm pretty sure
Origins.
He was shown at that, but then we didn't see more with him until we got to San Diego Comic-Con. That's when you saw the more complete images with all the accessories, because he's coming with a lot.
I don't remember. Is he coming with a gun? Because that was actually who he is. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Back in the vintage days, that big old orange blaster.
Good, well, because like it looked like this like really cool gun.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I've got that. Well, it's saved on my gallery on my phone, but not on. Yeah, I'd have to scroll back months at this point. But he's coming with a good amount of stuff. I'm excited for him. I think that's I'm thinking that's one of the That's what we gotta look at, like, at the end of the year. What's your tops that came out this past year?
Right. And what are you looking forward
What are you
to?
looking forward to next year that we
Yep.
already know about?
Yep.
Number one for next year on my list that I'm looking forward to, Snake Mountain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just because, well, I've got Grayskull and I want to complete my set. I want to have Snake Mountain and Grayskull. I'm excited for all those new features that are potential. They said it's not finished and it's not
Right.
finalized. So some of those features may not show up,
hmm
but from what they showed off, there's so much more going on with it now than from when I was a kid.
I
And
can't imagine they're not gonna show up. What I took more from that is we need to figure it out maybe and perfect them, but it seems
yeah,
really
yeah.
odd to sort of prototype these things, visually show it and be like, no, just kidding, we pulled that thing away, but who knows?
Right, right. Like they pulled a lot out of it. Like I can't see them
Yeah.
doing that,
Yeah.
but they're gonna finalize it and refine it more. But
Yep.
all I've said from the beginning is Grayskull got kind of a bit of an update, based off of some things from Classics Grayskull with like having more platform area on the third level with the towers. Um, I'm calling it.
Yeah. Sorry,
Kermit the
that's what
Frog's.
that's
I
what I
kind
was
of figured
laughing
what it
at.
was. Kermit is going to be out first quarter next year. Like I'm thinking he's going to be like that first kind of launch that we're going to see from Mattel Creations next year. I really thought Space Sumo was going to be like one of the first things next year, but then they were like, we're
Nope.
dropping him now,
Yep.
and I'm pretty sure he's still available. Let me go check. I'm going to bring it up real quick. I'm going to
Yeah,
pull
it's
Ray.
wild. They're just like, yeah, one more thing.
And everybody was like, this is my wallet, and it's closed. Because I already bought them in the $50
Yeah.
3-pack. And I mean, aside from the full art card back and oh man, I don't know. Maybe he sold out because they dropped him from the page.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm scrolling right now and he is not shown on the front page at all. So maybe he sold out. That had to have happened. Just nobody paid attention because. All right. As soon as you go to Explore Masters, he pops up. Oh no, he's still available. They're just not advertising him anymore. I think they must have got they got a little sandy down below when everybody was just like, so what?
Yeah, that's what Thanos was saying. I don't know if you see that there. He was like,
Yep, here it is. I was happy that he was the fig. It was nice to have something to pass on, right? Right? One that I wasn't like, oh my God. Like, come on, guys. This is 2 weeks right after we just had CamoCon, which was
yeah.
something we all really had to have. He was that $30 price tag, that Sunman, and the Shira with the rooted hair, that Princess of Power that came on the Princess of Power
Mhm.
card from a few years back. It was that same $30 price tag that those two were available at. Same kind of card art, same kind of removable slipcover. So to me, yes, that was a good way to wrap the year for
Yeah.
Mattel Creations exclusives in my mind. And then they were just like, "Oh, hey, by the way, Space Sumo.
Right.
We'll get you an $18 mini comic and a full backing card art." Because that's all that was to me.
Yeah, that's all.
Like paying $18 for the fancy card art and a mini comic. It wasn't
More
for.
scrapbooking material, man.
Yeah, you know what? Now I gotta buy them. I haven't missed out on a Mattel Creations exclusive since Koldar and Wondar, or mini comic Triclops. That was the first one I got, and I haven't missed one since. And this one I was just like, I'm gonna pass. But I just looked it up right now if I really want to.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's still there, folks. All right, guys. Well, I'm looking at the fact that somehow this scrapbooking episode, with only like 5 minutes of scrapping, has lasted almost 4 hours. But that's because when we all get together and we're having fun, we just go.
Yeah, thanks for letting me jump on too, man. I needed
always
this little
happy
bit
to
of a break from the real world, so it was cool.
Anytime you want to hop on, man, hit me up. We'll randomly go live, whatever, man. Hit me up, be like, Oz, you want to go live? I'll be like, yeah, dude, let's roll, let's do it.
Right on. I'll hit you up tomorrow. Actually, let me sort of sort things out, and yeah, let's. I just want to let's get my feet wet on the channel, do some live, and then before I do the highly articulated thing.
Yeah, man, I'd be down.
I'll hit you up in the morning.
All right, sounds good, brother. All right, everybody. It's Brick and Oz signing off for the night.
Whoop, whoop.
Everybody, it's been great. I hope you got some ideas for your scrapping, because I know I didn't actually get to too much scrapping tonight, but I realized I'm lacking in a couple of supplies, and I got some more ideas. So I'm going to definitely revisit this more in the off time, and I will give you updates. Maybe by the time we have our Holiday Frenzy episode coming up this week on Toy Frenzy, maybe I'll have a little something more to show off.
Nice.
So, guys, as you heard it tonight, Brick's going to be throwing something together for tomorrow morning. Might be a little bit of Father Christmas unboxing. That would be cool. And then later in the afternoon, he's going to be on with Highly Articulated. So go ahead and say some more details about that one. Go over everything.
Sure. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific, and that's on Highly Articulated's channel. If you're on IG, you could look for me at brick.something, and I've got in my story, the link is there. Otherwise, just look at Highly Articulated. He's got it posted, and good group of folks. There's going to be 4 of us sharing our top 5 of 2022, and we'll sort of see how that goes, because I think it's going to be across a really broad smattering of figures. So it'll be fun.
It's going to be another 4-hour live stream like tonight's. So because it'll take that long to get through all of that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see that, definitely. And again, you guys know where everybody can come find me. I'll be here next Saturday. I don't even know what I'm doing yet. Maybe I'll be revisiting scrapbooking. Who knows? It'll be what's next Saturday, folks. We all know. And that's Christmas Eve. So I got to do something really cool for that. But this upcoming Thursday, though, we have the Holiday Frenzy special, where it's going to be myself, Skelly, Bobby, Mega J is going to be joining us. Ray from Collecting Classics is going to be joining us. It's going to be another big kind of Toy Frenzy fam episode. Not quite as big as Friendsgiving. It's going to be a little closer, tight niche. The foundations of the awesome verse, really, in a lot of ways. So we're all going to be getting on and just spreading some holiday cheer this upcoming Thursday, as well as Ozzy Claus will be making an appearance. He will be stopping through, and there are whispers that Ozzy Claus will be bringing something with him for all of you. So, or at least a chance for all of you to get something. But we're going to hammer out the details on that, and we'll see. So that'll be this upcoming Thursday, guys.
Right on.
But other than that, signing off for the night, and we will see you folks later.
All right, night, folks.
Night, everybody. The